After a whole 10 years, I finally landed in Seoul, my hometown. I couldn't believe it! Then, out of nowhere, a group of insanely handsome guys in black suits appeared and bowed to me.
Ms. Jinu, welcome home.
Oh my, I had zero clue what was happening when they gently guided me toward a Bentley that literally screamed Chibo Era's energy. I just went along. I mean, even if this was a kidnapping, honestly worth it. Hi, I'm Jinu, second 17 years old, half Korean, half American. I was born 5 minutes after my big sis, Luna, and 10 minutes before my little sis, Rumi. Yep, I'm a triplet. Growing up with my sisters in Korea was like having two built-in soulmates. We all love tteokbokki and bingsu, but none of us could ever survive the smell of cheonggukjang, that super fermented soybean stew. And if Luna caught a cold, Rumi and I would randomly sneeze for no reason. Or when Minji wandered off, which happened every day, Luna and I could always sense where she was. We even made a time capsule together, burying it under the giant tree that had been standing for generations. It was our promise to each other, to return in 10 years and see where life had taken us. But then, everything changed. Mom and Dad got divorced, and Mom brought me half across the globe to the US. It broke my heart to leave Luna and Rumi behind. We tried everything to stay connected. Texts, video calls, even sending each other little care packages. But with the crazy time difference, school, and life, slowly, we drifted apart. Still, I tried my best to hold on to my Korean part as a way of staying connected with them. Fast forward to the present. I finally got the chance to come back to Korea, only to be whisked away by a Bentley full of handsome bodyguards. The car pulled up to this massive Hanok mansion like something straight out of a K-drama. When the gate opened, two dainty figures appeared, both with flawless porcelain skin.
Luna, Rumi.
I ran to them, ready to pull them into the hug I'd been dreaming of for years, but they died like it was a freaking parasite. How could they be this cold after all these years apart?
Sister, welcome home.
Please come inside. Father and the family are waiting for you.
Wait, this was our house? Turns out Dad had kept his insanely wealthy background a secret. I'm talking like founder of Korea's biggest hospital empire kind of wealth. So after the divorce, he returned to his chaebol roots. I know drama, but wait till you meet the relatives.
Oh, she's a bit chubby, isn't she?
Her skin's too tan, don't you think?
What is she wearing? So American.
In my panic, I just kept bowing like a broken bobblehead, then accidentally bumped into Ajashi. I'm so sorry, Jae, Nun, Mion, Hayo. Luna had to step in and apologize on my behalf.
So embarrassing.
Before I could blink, I was sitting at this massive dinner table, surrounded by a feast fit for royalty. I lost all self-control, devouring everything in sight like I hadn't eaten in weeks. Suddenly, every pair of eyes locked on me.
Psst. I'm not supposed to eat before the elders.
Oops. My bad.
We gathered here today, first, to welcome my daughter Jinu home, and second, I'd like to announce that we're opening a new hospital branch overs. We need someone with international experience to lead it. I believe no one is more suited than Jinu.
Completely choked on the tangerine seeds and spat them out like little missiles flying straight at the elders. Every pair of eyes turned to me in silent judgment. Dad had to awkwardly wrap up dinner on the spot while I mentally filled out a one-way application to disappear from Earth. That night, I couldn't sleep. I wanted to talk to Luna and Rumi, to finally reconnect like old times. Then I found them talking in the backyard, but I noticed their mood was off.
Ani, don't be upset. I'm sure Dad still thinks highly of you.
Apparently not. She just got here and suddenly she's the one chosen to run the overseas branch. What has she done to deserve it? Honestly, she should just stay in America.
My chest heightened and my feelings almost slipped out. Luna and Rumi turned and saw me.
Jinu, wait!
I stumbled back to my room, and early the next morning, I was ready to catch the first flight back to the States. Luna was right. I didn't belong here, but on my way to the airport, a part of me couldn't let go. It urged me to make one last attempt to reconnect with my sisters. There was still one thing I had to the time capsule. Where was the ancient tree? Did they tear it down just to replace it with this cold, lifeless concrete block? That meant the time capsule was gone too. Suddenly, tears welled up in my eyes. All the memories, all the promises erased.
You were looking for the time capsule, weren't you?
How did you know?
Triplet bond, remember? Don't worry. We moved it before the construction and kept it somewhere safe. 'Cause we knew you'd come back one day, and we didn't want to open it without you.
Really? So where is it now? Right here in our backyard.
Yep, closest to our hearts, right?
I couldn't agree more.
Ani, what's it like being away from home?
Honestly, lonely. I missed you both every single day, and sometimes it felt like I lost that special connection with you guys.
Hey, you know Luna didn't mean what she said, right? It's just that overseas position meant a lot to her. I think she's more mad at herself than at you.
I really wanted to believe that. Then, out of nowhere, Rumi came up with an idea for us to bond before I left for the States. First, she convinced Luna to go to Inorobang, a Korean karaoke place. I grabbed the mic and blasted out the catchiest K-pop tune.
아파트 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 kissy face sent to your phone but I'm trying to kiss your lips for real.
Ah, addict girl.
Then we headed to the street food stall in front of our old school, eagerly stuffing our faces with tae tteokbokki and odeng. The flavor just hit nostalgic and comforting. Afterward, we made our way to the dimjabong, lying side by side in oversized sauna uniforms. Nothing felt more perfect than this moment. As the lights dimmed, I felt Luna's hand gently slip into mine.
I'm sorry for what I said. I never meant to make you feel left out. I let rivalry get the best of me. The truth is, I miss you too. And I'm just so glad you're finally home.
I smiled through the tears. Finally, our hearts were back where they belonged, together. Later, I spoke to Dad about the overseas branch and suggested that felt Luna should take the lead. Given her extensive research into the market, I'd support her by offering insights where needed. Dad agreed, and it perfectly aligned with his plan to launch a high-profile corporate event to present the project felt. Luna was ecstatic and determined to prove herself. She dove into the work, drowning in documents, meetings, and endless calls. Rumi and I tried to pull her away for a break, but she barely glanced up from her laptop. One night, I woke up from a faint sob, followed the sound, and found Luna sitting alone in the backyard, wiping her tears. It took me forever to get her to open up.
The venue just canceled our reservation, and we only have a few days left before the event. I thought I could handle this on my own because Dad trusted me. You trusted me, but now it's all ruined. I failed everyone.
Her cries were so loud, they woke Rumi up. The two of us tried everything to calm her down. You don't have to do this alone. We've got you, the three of us. We'll pull it off together. The very next day, we sprang into action. Rumi pulled out her tablet and started calling every guest to confirm their attendance and send them the updated venue details. I rushed to the backup venue, coordinating with the staff to rearrange seating and set up the banners and lights. Meanwhile, back home, Luna was typing like a machine, revising her presentation and replanning the event timeline. Time passed quickly, and by D-Day, we have turned complete chaos into a perfectly coordinated event. The guests arrived, the music played, and the stage light lit the room. Dad walked onto the stage, beaming with pride. When Luna confidently delivered her speech, Rumi and I watched her with nothing but admiration. She did it! We did it together. That night, we celebrated in the backyard, just like old times. Laughter filled the air as we enjoyed food and drinks under the stars. But as the night wore on, an unexpected silence fell over us. I suddenly remembered the time capsule. Without a word, we all grabbed the shovels and began digging. There it was, just like I remembered. Inside, we found little trinkets, notes and pictures, fragments of our childhood sitting there, surrounded by pieces of our past and present. It felt like time had come full circle.
Hey, there's something I need to tell you. I'm going to study abroad in France.
Both Luna and I froze. I turned to her, expecting anger or frustration, but instead her face softened.
Well, you should. You've worked hard for it, Rumi. You deserve it.
But I'll be so far away. What if we lose touch?
You won't! No matter how far apart we are, we'll always be there for each other. And no distance will ever break that bond. We decided to make a new time capsule, gathering new trinkets, Polaroids, and notes for our future selves. Let's bury it here, and when we're ready, we'll come back and open it together. And just like that, a new pact was made. A promise that no matter where life took us, no matter the distance, we would always find our way back to each other.
Hi, I'm Amelia from Germany. Please like and subscribe. I live in a trailer shed in Berlin because my parents didn't make any money. My parents tried to get me toys and presents once in a while even though it didn't go too well.
I have a present for you, sweetie. They were giving away free books at the library.
Thanks, but you do realize almost all the pages are missing, right? Mom, I have an idea. What if I get a job and then we become billionaires?
You're in the 3rd grade, Amelia. I don't think that's possible.
How could I argue with that? But a few months later, things took an insane turn. Mom had to work all weekend, so Dad decided to take me on a camping trip. I firmly refused because there are too many mosquitoes there. But Dad insisted. He borrowed a neighbor's van and we drove for 8 hours straight. God, he was crazy. Finally, we stopped at our destination and I couldn't believe my eyes. We were standing in front of a palace.
I'd like you to meet your grandfather.
Just then, an old man came out and I was super confused. Then at dinner, my grandpa dropped a bombshell on me.
I wanted your father to marry a rich woman, but instead he marries someone who can't even buy her daughter a proper bed. I told him I'd only share my riches if he'd divorce her for someone else.
Actually, Amelia, I brought you here because I'm leaving your mom. I can't live in poverty any longer. We're moving in with my father and you're going to have a new stepmom soon.
You can forget about me living with you. What, you were just going to kidnap me and never tell Mom what happened to us? I don't ever want to see you. I don't even want to look at you. You're dead to me. How could Dad do something so sick? I had Mom pick me up after that, and when she found out what Dad was actually up to, she was horrified. I didn't see him again after that, and Mom told me everything.
His parents never accepted me, so he cut them off. I never thought he would leave me. I'll never fall in love again with any man.
That's okay, Mom. You don't need to marry anyone, and I don't want another mean dad. We can do this, just the two of us. It turned out we did make it on our own. After a couple of years, Mom finally found a new job that paid more and we were able to move into a house. Everything was great. I was getting good grades in school and I had tons of friends. But most importantly, I've made a life-changing decision. I refuse to talk to any guy around me. If a boy sat next to me in class, I would immediately leave, and everyone thought I was crazy for it.
Amelia's like an alien, as if she's never even seen a boy in her life.
Maybe she thinks she's too good to talk to any guy at our school.
Well, I didn't care what they said about me. I had created a boy-free life for myself and I was loving it until one day my whole world came crashing down. In 10th grade, 2 twin brothers entered our school in a limo. They were dreamy billionaire heartthrobs named Dennis and Leon. All the girls were fawning over them, except me. Then suddenly, as I was walking down the hall, Leon called me.
I want this young lady to be my school guide for the day. You'll escort me, do all my classes, fetch me my test answer sheets from the teacher's lounge, and of course...
Hey, you can't ask her to do all that. She's a girl. She should have someone escorting her. Show some respect.
Okay, first of all, girls don't need anyone to escort them, and secondly, I don't talk to boys ever. Ask any kid in school, and I really don't talk to snooty guys who expect me to be their slave. I started to walk away when Dennis grabbed my arm gently.
Wait, please. I'm sorry about my brother. He can be kind of a brat. He's the spoiled one in the family. My parents give him everything. Let me make it up to you. I'll buy you coffee. You seem like a really nice girl. We can be friends and get to know each other.
Oh dear God. I tried pushing Dennis away, but he wouldn't give up. He followed me around all day, desperate to be my friend. It was kind of convenient having someone carry all of my textbooks, but I didn't want to take advantage of him. Dennis wasn't as awful as I thought, at least not like Leon. While Dennis followed me around, Leon acted like a total arrogant jerk.
Your dress has a stain on it. Don't you have a washing machine at home?
I'm really not interested in your opinion. And in math class, he forced me to give up my seat.
I need to sit at the front of the class near the chalkboard, otherwise I can't concentrate.
When I said no, he whistled and 2 of his bodyguards came charging at me. At that moment, I panicked and ran away. But unfortunately, I tripped over a chair and fell down, and that's when I blacked out. Some hours later, I opened my eyes to find I was in the nurse's office with Dennis by my side.
You had kind of a scare back in the hall, and I wanted to make sure you were okay.
Okay, thanks, but you've known me for 2 freaking days. Why are you all over me?
I'm not trying to be creepy or anything. It just made me so mad when I saw how Leon acted towards you. My brother's evil, and I don't want him hurting anyone else the way he hurt me.
Before I could answer, Dennis told me all about Leon and all the horrible things he'd done to people. Apparently, Leon pulled all kinds of nasty pranks on Dennis, like leaving poisonous spiders in his underwear. But Dennis was most angry about Leon stealing his girlfriend last year.
He knew I loved her. I found him making out with her behind the school on her 6th month anniversary.
I wasn't sure if it was because my head hurt or I felt lonely, but I enjoyed Dennis's company. After that day, I decided it wouldn't be a crime to hang out with him, so we became friends. Leon kept calling us boyfriend and girlfriend. One day, Leon and Dennis decided to throw a huge party, and Dennis really wanted me to go. Fine, but only because I've never been to a rich person's party before.
Oh, you'll have a blast, and if Leon tries to bug us, we'll glue his butt to a chair.
I laughed and was surprised how much I was was looking forward to the party. I had lots of fun when I arrived, dancing to music, watching a movie in their private theater. Then, towards the end of the night, the boys decided to play Truth or Dare. When it was my turn, Dennis dared me to jump into the pool with my clothes on.
Sorry, what? You can't jump in our pool?
Actually, I can, because that's the rule of the game. I marched outside to the pool with the other kids, but as I stood at the edge of the pool, Leon grabbed my hand.
You are not jumping in that pool. We had a chemical leak yesterday and Dennis knows it. That psycho is trying to kill you.
Just shut up, dude, and let Amelia jump in.
God, this guy was a piece of work. He just didn't want me to have fun. Then suddenly Leon picked up a rock and threw it in the pool, and that's when I saw green bubbles surrounding it. There was a chemical leak. Did that mean?
See, I told you Dennis is trying to hurt you, Amelia. He's been up to no good for a while and I kept quiet, but this is just too much.
How about you continue to keep quiet, jerk?
What were they talking about? Then suddenly Leon punched Dennis and he fell to the ground. Leon, stop!
Amelia, I have to talk to you.
Just give a space for a second, will you? Leon finally agreed and left me with Dennis. You tried to throw me in a pool filled with acid? That makes no sense. Why would you do something like that?
My brother and I can't have you around. That's all you need to know. I don't owe you an explanation.
Wait, what? As if I want to associate with you. Psycho, I could have you locked up in jail. I yelled in his face and walked away. My God, he was wicked. I couldn't believe I'd ever trusted him. And what did Dennis mean when he said he couldn't have me around? God, I had so many questions. The next day at school, I tried to keep myself focused on schoolwork. I spent all of lunch in the library, but while I was looking through my textbook, someone came close and tapped my shoulder. Oh, you again? Why are you suddenly being so nice to me? This is all so confusing.
Long story short, our families are enemies. My grandma owns half of Germany, and apparently your grandpa does too. They've been threatening and blackmailing each other for years. So Dennis has been out to get you. That's why he followed you around. And I was trying to be loyal to my family, which is why I was a jerk to you at first, but I should have put a stop to it all earlier. I'm really sorry.
You know my grandpa. All of this happened because of a war between his family and yours.
Yep, it's taken over our whole lives. Our parents were barely around when we were kids. It hurt me a lot, but I got over it. Dennis didn't though. He especially hates your family. He thinks it's their fault that our parents neglected him. Dennis kind of turned into a psycho in general. Once he put poisonous spiders in my underwear, and then another time he stole my girlfriend just to piss me off.
Wait a second, Leon was saying the exact same things about Dennis that Dennis had said about Leon. Dennis really had been the culprit the whole time. God, what a mess. I slept for 14 hours after that day. Leon called me the next day and told me his parents had sent Dennis to juvie.
He set all my mom's dresses on fire when they got into a fight. That was kind of the last straw. I hope you're feeling better, Amelia. I was worried about you. Maybe we could get to know each other a little better.
That's really sweet, Leon, and I'm glad Dennis is out of the picture, but I'm better off not having any men in my life. All they've ever done is hurt me. Still, thanks for saving my life. I hung up the phone, but Leon didn't give up on me that quickly. He kept sending me funny memes and cheer-up messages. Then one day something wild happened. I was brushing my teeth when my phone rang and it was my dad.
Amelia, tell your friend to back off if he doesn't want to get seriously hurt.
Hey Dad, great to hear from you too after 6 years. Also, I don't know what you're talking about.
Your friend Leo, why would you be friends with our rivals anyway? He kept texting me to check up on you and be a better dad. Who does he think he is? When I didn't reply, he turned up at the house. I had to get him thrown out by guards, but next time I'll do worse.
Dad hung up without even saying goodbye. I immediately called Leon. Leon, you idiot! Why did you go to my dad's place? Did they hurt you?
Hey, no, I'm fine. Just hit my head when the guards threw me out. It was foolish, but I was just trying to make up for Dennis, and you deserve to have someone look out for you.
It was stupid, but I was so touched by what Leon did for me. Maybe not all men were out to hurt me after all. I really started warming up to Leon after that, and we talked often. On my 16th birthday, I heard a knock at the door. It was Leon and he was standing there with an envelope. I opened it to find concert tickets for my favorite band. Wow, this is amazing. But you didn't have to get me a present, Leon. You've been a really good friend.
There's 2 tickets in there. You obviously don't want to go alone. No chance I could ever be more than a good friend.
I really can't promise that, dude, but you never know what the future will hold for us. Don't let the past hurt you forever, and forgiveness helps heal the heart. Even if you've been hurt, open your heart and trust in new opportunities. Hi! My name is Ariel and I'm from the Philippines. Please like and subscribe. Ever since I can remember, I lived with my mom in a small town in the country. Mom worked as a cook in small households and made sure I had everything growing up, but I always missed some company while she'd be away working. Mommy, I want to go with you and get so bored here all by myself. I don't even have a sibling to play with.
Oh, honey, you should try and make friends with the other kids.
But that was next to impossible. I was taller than the other kids my age, so whenever I tried to play with them, they'd freak out and run away. But I'm really 6 years old.
Yeah, and I'm Jennifer Lopez. Go away, kid. You're too big for this ride.
I couldn't go on rides or enjoy the other things with kids my age, and as I was growing up, my height was sprouting with the speed of light. By the time I was in the 8th grade, I had started to outgrow the bed, and the kids at school were the meanest.
Why are you eating in the cafeteria, Giraffe? Go eat the trees outside in the garden.
I can see the inside of your nostrils. Why don't you cut the forest inside there, Giant?
Gosh, they just wouldn't stop. One time when I was in the washroom, some girls came and threw the cleaning water all over me.
My mom says you're a devil child. This is going to wash off all your evilness.
This was it. I could no longer contain my anger and push them away.
She hit me. The giant went all Hulk and hit me.
She ran crying to the principal, and my mom was called in no time, and I was put in detention for a week. Later, when I reached home, I was furious. I don't want to go to school anymore. Mom, those kids are just mean. It was all their fault, but no one cares because the way I look, it's always my fault.
Honey, it's fine. It's just a week and we can spend it together.
No, Mom, you don't understand. I feel so lonely sometimes. If only I had a sibling, it would have been so much better and no one would dare to touch me. Suddenly, Mom's expression changed and she burst out crying.
You do have a sibling. You have an elder sister?
She looked like she instantly regretted saying that and I was stunned. What the freaking peacocks? Mom, what are you talking about? I have an elder sister?
I didn't want to tell you this, but yes, when your father and I separated, we decided to take custody of one child each. I chose you, and your dad took your elder sister, Pearl.
Why did you never tell me about this before, Mom? All this time while I was wishing and crying I'd have a sibling, you hid the whole truth from me. Why? Suddenly Mom burst into tears.
I was too young when I married your dad, and he was a difficult man. I had no choice but to leave him. I'm so sorry, honey. Please understand me.
I knew she must have her reasons, but I was so mad at her for keeping the secret for so long. I went inside the only room we had in the house and shut the door tight, but minutes later I could hear people shouting what was going on. I ran downstairs and Mom was freaking out too.
Ariel, honey, we have to get out of here. There's a flood coming. We need to leave this place right now.
A float? We didn't have enough time to vacate the place, so Mom grabbed the important stuff and money, and we left our home before the flood reached us. After hours of traveling and rescue team operations, we were finally provided with a shelter. But when I saw Mom all sad and tired, I couldn't help but hug her. I'm so sorry I was mad at you, Mom. But now please tell me everything about my dad and my sister. Maybe we can go find them. But Mom looked at me with confused looks.
Oh, honey, I don't know where he is. All the papers and documents and his address, everything was in the house, and now it's probably floating around somewhere in the floods.
What? This was insane. Now my only hope of finding my sister was gone. But things took a more drastic turn when we had to leave the country and go to Europe. And surprisingly, this place was super awesome. Almost everyone was as tall as me, and I decided I wasn't going to be a crybaby anymore. I've become strong and independent to help Mom. Soon after, I started browsing for jobs all through the newspapers and found a perfect one for Mom and me. She got appointed as the head chef in an Asian restaurant, and I took the job there as a waitress. A few days later, when I was cleaning the restaurant, a lady screamed at the top of her lungs when she saw me.
Oh God, Jesus, you're perfect.
The lady told me her name was Sheila, and she was a huge fashion person. She wanted a new face for her upcoming fashion magazine, and according to her, I was just perfect as a model. I couldn't believe my ears. It was really happening. I ran to Mom, all excited to tell her the good news, and she had the best reaction.
Oh, honey, I'm so proud of you. This is like a miracle.
But I had to shift to the trainee headquarters in another city and live there with the other trainees. I moved out of Mom's place, and Sheila took me to the internship place, and that's where I met Veronica, the most beautiful one there. She was literally a queen.
Get the heck out of my face. What are you staring at?
And a witch too. Just then, another girl came to me.
Ignore her. She's just too proud of her looks and her father's money. By the way, I'm Amy.
Amy was my roommate, and she was the sweetest girl I knew. We got along just like sisters. Then the day before our first big shoot, when everyone was prepping, Veronica came and handed me a box.
Sheila asked me to give this to you. It's the latest cosmetics. You can put them on for your show tomorrow.
For some reason, she seemed unreasonably sweet and I could tell something was off, so I put the box aside. But later, when I went out of the room, I saw Amy screaming.
My face, it's burning. What was in that cream?
Oh God, Veronica! She gave the cream to me. I went to her room, filled with rage. Are you crazy? Why would you do that?
Because I've been here for months and I deserve to be the face of the cover magazine. I won't let you take my place.
So you'd try to ruin my face?
Oh, not just to ruin it, but burn it to ashes.
This was it. She was done for. I ran to her and pulled her by her hair, but instead of fighting back, she just went and smashed herself into the side drawer and started screaming.
Help, help, she's going to kill me. Someone help me.
Suddenly, Sheila walked in and saw Veronica crying. She looked at me with a furious glare.
What in the name of Gucci?
No, Sheila, it's not what it looks like. I swear I can explain. I tried to explain the whole situation, but now she wouldn't listen to me, and she cut both of us out of the main magazine cover, and after that, Veronica made it her life's goal to destroy me. A week later, we had a ramp show, and since it was my first, I invited Mom to see it as well. On the day of the show, while I was getting ready for the event, I saw Veronica tampering with the straps of my dress, and I just wanted to kick her butt, and Amy held me back.
No, stop. What are you doing?
I'm going to teach that witch a lesson.
No, wait, I have a better idea. She tried to ruin your face and humiliate you on stage in front of everyone. Kicking her butt won't be enough.
Amy came up with a plan, and we sneaked into Veronica's room and sprinkled allergy powder all over her dress. Minutes later, when Veronica put on the dress and walked onto the ramp, I noticed something really weird. She had a necklace that looked exactly like the one my mom gave to my long-lost sister. Did this mean Veronica was my sister? What in the fish freaking world? But before I could react, it was too late. She was already on the stage and scratching herself like crazy, but I couldn't take it anymore. If there was the slightest chance that she was my sister, I couldn't see her like that. I looked around and saw a janitor's trolley kept at a distance. I picked up the water bucket and went onto the stage and dumped all the water over Veronica's head.
You witch. I'm going to kill you.
Veronica, listen to me.
You splashed dirty cleaning water over me. What were you thinking? You're gonna pay for this now?
She jumped onto me and we broke into a fight in the middle of the ramp and the cameras clicked everything. Sheila looked at us raging mad like a bull. I quickly ran inside, but Amy too went bonkers on me.
Why? Why would you do that? You should have just let her embarrass herself. Have you gone nuts?
No, Amy, it's not like that. I just think she's my sister.
You're what? Is this some kind of joke? No matter what you say anymore, I'm just gonna kill you now.
She leapt onto me, but just then someone caught her. He was a tall man, and he had eyes just like mine.
Veronica, control yourself. Is this how I taught you to behave in public?
But Dad, she did this to me. Can't you see what it—
Enough. That's enough.
No, Dad. You have to listen to me.
Veronica.
He raised his hand up in the air to hit, and I couldn't take it. Stop it! What are you? An animal? Can't you see she's already in pain and shivering? What kind of dad are you?
You don't have to stand up for me, jerk. I can fight for myself. I don't need your pity.
Saying that, she pushed me and I was about to fall to the ground, but Mom caught me.
I guess I wasn't wrong about leaving you. You're still a jerk. And look, you have turned my daughter into a bad person, just like you. I should have never let you take her.
Oh my God. So I was right. That man was my dad, and Veronica was my sister.
What? What is she saying, Dad? And who is she?
Mom explained everything to her, and Veronica went all bonkers.
Why? Why did you never tell me I had a sister? And Mom, you said my mom died in a car crash.
Who cares? She's dead to me anyway. She caught me cheating on her once, and she divorced me. Filthy, which—
Gosh, she's not filthy. You are. You're such a jerk, Dad. I hate you.
Veronica ran out of the venue, and I followed her. Veronica, listen to me, please. I know you're hurt, and I know how difficult it must have been for you to live with that man all this time, but now you have a family. You have Mom and me. I'm your sister, Veronica. Please look at me once. She turned around, and I could see the tears running down her eyes.
I'm so sorry, Ariel. Dad always treated me like I was never good enough, so I just wanted to prove him wrong by being the best model. But I didn't realize I was becoming a bad person, and I ended up hurting you, my own sister. Please forgive me.
Oh, Veronica, it's okay. Come here, sis. Being different is what makes you special. Be proud of who you are and never lose hope, because miracles often come from the most unexpected places. Hi, I'm Clover from Oklahoma. Please like and subscribe. I was born to a busy doctor mom who spent most of her days treating patients and performing surgeries. She loved her work so much that when I was about to come into this world, she was busy delivering other babies, and the nurses had to pull her out to deliver me first.
She's so pretty, like a snowflake.
I was born with blue eyes and white hair, unlike anyone in my entire family, and wherever we'd go, everyone would stare at me.
What a unique kid. You should have her tested. Maybe she's an X-Men with mutant DNA.
Oh, go away. Listening to such stupid people and seeing how Mom got scared for me every time. I decided to fix things on my own. I took some paint colors and decided to color my hair all brown.
Oh, Clover, what are you doing, honey?
I don't like strangers coming up to me all the time. Mom, I want to fix it myself so I can be normal like the others.
Sweetie, you are normal and you don't have to change anything about yourself for anyone.
But they just keep bothering me.
Then give them time. When people see something they're not used to, they get excited, but over time they'll get over it, trust me.
To my delight, I discovered what Mom said was true when I started school. At first, all the kids would stare at me, but then they all wanted to be my friend. By the time I was 14, guys would go crazy over me, and even though I secretly liked all the attention, but I wanted to focus more on myself and my studies. So I worked my butt off and got into the best high school in Texas. But when I told Mom this, she shocked me with something even bigger. She was going to volunteer in a small village in South Africa and asked me to move in with my aunt who also lived in Texas. My aunt! How come I've never heard of her after all these years?
That's because she ran away to marry a super rich guy and got in touch with me only recently.
But why her mom? And how am I going to live without you?
The place I'm going to is very remote with almost no communication with the outside world. That's why I want you to stay with family who can look after you when I'm not here. And you're all grown up, honey. There's a world out there you need to explore on your own.
Mom hugged me tight, but I really wasn't excited about her leaving like this. Days after Mom left, I took a flight to my aunt's place. But when I reached the address Mom gave me, I caught the shock of my life. My aunt wasn't rich. Instead, she lived in a very small house, and when I knocked on the house door, a pan came flying at my face.
Oh, darling, I am so sorry. It's just this bratty daughter of mine. She keeps throwing nasty fits. You come on in.
She took me inside, and I could see this house hadn't been cleaned in ages. Yikes!
It's just a pet. Don't freak out, princess.
Freak out? I wanted to run from this place, especially because I had to share a room with nasty Mia. And she was the most unhygienic of all.
So what's with the white hair? Does it get you the boys?
I think I can.
Okay, now take the couch and don't fart all night.
She was sick, but there was nowhere else I could go now. So I decided to make this place my home. And these people my family like Mom had asked me. The next morning, before Aunt and MIA woke up, I cleaned the entire place to give them a surprise. But when I returned from school, the house was all upside down again. You guys, I worked all night to clean this place.
Well, who asked you to do it in any way? I couldn't find any of my stuff with everything so tidy, so I messed it all back up.
This girl was such a nuisance. I almost wanted to call Mom and tell her to come back, but that's when I learned that Mom got stuck because a serious illness broke out in the area where she was working. And the government in that state announced an emergency and sealed it. So when's Mom going to come back and is she okay?
Yeah, she's safe, but I have no idea when she'll be back. Now tell me, did you clean the house all by yourself? Your mom told me you can cook too. And did she give you any money?
And even though my heart kept sinking thinking about Mom, my aunt would keep me busy with the house chores. And just like that, I became alive and made for these people. And Mia and I became like siblings who quarreled all the time. What did you do with my boots?
I sold them for $40 at school.
They cost more than $400. Oh, you're so stupid. She'd even have wild parties at home just before my test to annoy me, and my aunt would sleep peacefully on the couch. God knows how she managed to run the house without money. She didn't give me any allowance, and I decided it was time to make my own money, so I took up a job at a local salon. But then one evening while I was on my way back home, rain started pouring and I started to run. But just then, a car came and stopped right in front of me.
Camilla, get in.
I kept ignoring him because that wasn't my name, but the guy kept following me in his car and then stepped out. I turned around to hit him, but he held my hand firmly.
Hey, chill. Look, I'm not going to force you to come back with me, but just listen to me once, okay?
Look, sir, I think you're mistaken. I'm not Camilla.
It can't be. You both look so similar. God, is that your real hair?
He then apologized to me and went away, but only after a few seconds he came back running. What now?
I can at least drop you at home. It's terrible weather and I'd like to apologize for my misunderstanding.
He seemed like a nice guy, and because of the rain, I decided to take the lift. But on our way home, he showed me pictures of this girl who looked just like me. What's this, did? You photoshopped these. And then he told me something shocking. This girl was a model, but she ran away. And ever since then, he's been searching for her. But I'm not her.
I know. That's why I want your help until I find her. Do you think you can work in her place? And I'll pay you a lot.
Me? I can hardly walk properly in slippers. I'm no model.
But I can teach you. Look, I don't want to force you, but I took advance payments and Camilla ran away with all the money now. If you won't do the shows, I'll have to refund triple the amount and I'll go broke.
I felt bad for him. But I had school and even Mom wasn't around, so I politely refused. But then a few days later, when I woke up, I saw all the stuff was put out in the garden for an auction sale. Mia, what the heck are you doing with all my stuff?
Making more money out of it. Your mom's gone and we have no idea when she's coming back. You can't just stay with us for free, so who wants this shawl?
Hey, that's my mom's. Give it to me. We both pulled it apart and went flying in different directions with the shawl ripping into pieces. I felt terrible seeing this and just wanted to move out now. So I called up James, the guy in the car, and took his offer on one condition that he'd let me continue with school, and he agreed. He took me to the modeling agency dressed as Camilla, and later that night when I was in bed, I heard a knock on my window. James, what are you doing here?
I'm grateful that you agreed to do this, Clover, so I bought you this.
I stuffed my mouth knowing I had to go on a diet from the next day. But from then onwards, James would sneak into my room every night and teach me how to act like Camilla, along with how to pose and walk like a model. He'd even picked me up and dropped me back at school, and we'd have so much fun together that it felt like I had a new best friend that I could trust. Then, on the day of my first ramp show, I was getting dressed in the green room when I heard a familiar voice. I went out to check and saw Mia was yelling at James.
If you don't pay me the rest of the money now, I'm going to tell her the truth.
Here, take this for now. I'll pay you the rest later.
James went off, but I couldn't help thinking what all of this was about. Mia, what are you doing here and what's this money for?
Why should I tell you, smarty princess? Didn't Mama teach you to be street smart and not get used?
Get used? What do you mean?
He paid me to make things difficult for you at home after he met you, so you take his offer. He followed you that night and knew you lived in my house, so we talked.
You're lying.
Of course that's what you'll think, because you've always thought of yourself as someone superior to me and as a fool because I lived in poverty.
There was no way she was right about this, so I immediately went to James and confronted him about this.
I'm sorry, Clover, but I just wanted you to take the offer desperately and I couldn't think of anything else.
But why? Why would you do that?
I don't want to gain sympathy, Clover, but the truth is, I have a chronic disease and I need lots of money for the treatment.
James, I'm sorry to hear this, but I'm not yet sure if this justifies what you did, man.
I know I just wanted to save my life, Clover. I know it was wrong and I couldn't live with myself knowing I had tricked you into this. But I'm glad the truth came out and it's okay if you leave, but...
I'm not leaving.
What? Look, I don't want you to think of me as some charity case.
No, it's not charity. What you did was wrong. But ever since, you've just been nice to me and I want to help you, James. He hugged me tight, and then I rushed to the stage because I was already late for the show. But the minute I got onto the stage, I realized there was something wrong with my dress. Thankfully, the model right behind me saw this and helped me cover it, and the show was a super hit. James took me out to celebrate and he looked so happy.
God, you were breathtaking today, and so many people wanted to sign you for more modeling jobs, but I refused since you have school.
What? No, you should have taken the offers.
But Clover, I don't want you to compromise on something you love. Besides, I told you it'd only be a few shows, and then you can go back to your previous life.
But what if I don't want to? I love doing what I do right now, and this isn't for anyone else but me. So you should take the offers, James. That brought the brightest smile on his face. And from then onward, I started working harder. I did 2 more shows for big brands. But then one day, something bizarre happened. As I walked out of the changing space, I got the shock of my life. Camilla, what? What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? I saw you on the TV and magazines pretending to be me. Why the heck would you do that?
Because you ran away with James's money and he needed help.
That's a pathetic lie. I ran because James is the biggest jerk on the planet. He used cheap tricks to get me into the spotlight, like messing with my wardrobe, and then wanted to make me do cheap shows for good money that he could make.
What are you saying?
Tell me none of that has ever happened to you, and he didn't use some cheap tricks to gain your sympathy. He's a big liar and crazy about money. He tricked me into signing some bad modeling projects, and when I refused to do them, he threatened me legally. That's why I ran away.
All of a sudden, the ground beneath my feet shifted, and I felt devastated. But I knew I couldn't be weak now, and I had to come up with a plan to teach this jerk a lesson. There was one person I knew who could help me come up with an evil scheme, but she wasn't going to do it for free.
So now the smarty pants princess needs my help. Yeah, the jerk didn't pay me the amount we agreed on. Can you imagine someone conning Mia, the queen of conning? And yeah, I'll help you. And I expect payment, so I want every penny you have saved up. And I want a foot massage.
Fine, as long as you take a bath for once. We came up with a plan, and then a few days later, James came up to me with a bunch of documents.
Just like you said, I took on those projects, and now we just need to sign the paper.
Oh, that's amazing. Did you sign them already?
Yeah, I did.
Perfect. Now let's put this on and let's get you on the ramp.
Camilla, what? What nonsense?
It's the same thing you've been doing to the other models all this time. Now it's your turn.
What do you mean?
These papers that you signed say that you owe us 2 times the money that you earned from all these projects. And if you fail to pay, you'll go to jail.
What? How's this possible, these papers?
I changed them. It broke into your office while Clover distracted you and changed these. Easy peasy.
And I paid her to do that. I'm sorry, but I was desperate too. He tried to run away, but Camilla had called the cops in time and he got caught. As he was being taken away, Mia turned to us.
Now try to be a little more careful next time. Both of you idiots.
You're right. Thanks for your help, Mia.
And Clover, I want the money you promised to give me. Also, I have something to tell you, but no drama or I'll slap you. My mom called and said, your mom is back and with my mom. Hey friends, I'm Ella from New York. Please like and subscribe. I'm an only child, and my parents loved me so much and cared a lot about my musical talent, which they noticed when I was only 6. I played the piano, wrote songs, and sang too.
She's going to be a famous star one day. She sounds like an angel.
Believe me when I tell you I love music. I spend all my time singing and playing or listening to music. When I was 10, I even wrote my first song. Sadly, everything changed when I turned 13 and Mom and Dad divorced. Mom left us and we were devastated. But after 2 years, my dad met someone new. I didn't like the idea at first, but I didn't say anything because I wanted to see him happy again. One day he told me that he had invited this woman and her 2 daughters. It's over for dinner.
You're going to like the girls, I promise. They're so nice and they're your age as well. You can finally have the sisters you always wanted.
When they finally came over, my soon-to-be stepmom Lindsay and her 2 daughters, Anna and Joanna, pretended to be nice to me, but I don't know why I felt like they were lying the whole time.
Oh my, look at you. Aren't you a dear?
I feel like we'll be best friends.
I like your hair so much. Can I see your room?
My dad and Lindsay got married after a short time, and she and her daughters moved in with us.
Our house is bigger than theirs, so we'll all fit in nicely together here. Anna and Joanna will keep you company all the time. Isn't this amazing?
Yeah, Dad, it is. I'm so excited. I really didn't like the idea because there was just something weird about them, but I didn't have the heart to say that to my dad. Not long after the wedding, my father came home one day looking extremely happy.
Girls, guess what? I got promoted.
Really, congrats. How much will they pay you?
I don't know yet, but I'll have to travel every now and again. It's a very important position.
But Dad, I don't like having you away for long.
Don't be silly. He'll make a lot of money. He has to take the job.
When are you going to travel? What will you bring for me?
I need a new phone, please.
What about me? I want a new laptop. Mine is old.
Baby, I've always wanted a diamond ring. The golden one is not so nice. Can you please get me one?
What about you, Ella? What do you want me to get you?
Nothing, Dad. Just don't stay away for too long. See, this is the sad part. I discovered that Lindsay had married my dad for his money, and she literally cared for nothing else. When Dad started to travel a lot, Lindsay, Anna, and Joanna showed their true colors. They were terrible. They treated me horribly. They were only nice to me when he was around.
Just stop playing the stupid piano you're playing. Sounds like nails on a chalkboard. You think you're a musician? Such a loser.
Yeah, stop it. Will you? You're giving me a headache.
Just like that, Lindsay didn't let me play the piano anymore. She didn't let me do anything, basically. Wait a minute, is that my shirt you're wearing?
It was your shirt. I liked it, so I took it. Do you have a problem?
Anna, why is your stuff in my room?
I'm bored with my room and it's very small. I want yours. It's bigger and nicer. Get the rest of your stuff out of my new room now.
That was the last straw. I couldn't take it anymore. I planned to tell my dad everything when he got back.
Oh my god, I never did that. You told me you wanted us to exchange rooms. I'm really hurt.
Didn't you give me this shirt because you took my orange one? I didn't take anything from you.
Oh my, I didn't let her play the piano. Why would I ever do that? If anything, I encouraged her to practice more.
What? What are you saying? I'm not lying.
Ella, I am very disappointed in you. I never thought you would lie to me. Lindsay and the girls are trying to be a family to you and you're telling lies about them. I never want to hear anything like that ever again.
I mean the audacity. 2 years passed like this before everything changed when I learned tragic news. Apparently, the company Dad was working for was a fraud and he was in jail miles away. And if things were bad in the beginning, they got even worse. Lindsay and her daughters made my life terrible, and I didn't know what to do. Music was the only thing that helped me. When I saved enough money, I bought a secondhand microphone and downloaded an app that would let me play different kinds of instruments on it. I kept writing songs and music and recording them on my laptop and listening to them because I couldn't live without music. Wait a second, why don't I upload one of my songs online? Of course, I can't use my real name or picture because God knows what would happen if Lindsay or one of her daughters found out. But the idea isn't so terrible, is it? It's better than being this far away from music. After only 2 days, it had 100,000 views in the comments section. I could see that people loved the lyrics and the music despite the low quality of the video. So I started to post more and more songs. Soon everyone at school was talking about my songs that make me happy and sad at the same time because I couldn't tell them that it was me.
Have you listened to this new song by this mystery girl? Let me tell you, it's amazing.
Not yet, but I have to check it out now. I adore her songs.
If only we could know who she really is.
I literally know all her songs by heart.
But things didn't stay good for long for me. Joanna recognized my voice and playing somehow and told Lindsay,
"What do you think you're doing? Playing smart and thinking I won't know?"
I don't understand how someone like you got this number of views and likes.
She won't anymore. Give me this laptop now. I'm going to delete those stupid videos. If you do one more thing like this, you won't like what happened.
Please don't. Please.
Wait a minute, Mom. What if we could use her fame? We can make a lot of money if we let her write and record those silly songs of hers. And I'll pretend that I'm the one who's actually making them. The camera loves my face anyways.
What? You want to steal my music? Are you crazy?
That's a brilliant idea, darling. And you, Ella, have no say in this at all. You either do what we say, or you can say goodbye to your dad forever. I'll make sure he can't get out of that jail and stays there forever. I won't hire a lawyer or anything to save his butt. Got it.
This family was crazy. They were heartless. Lindsay bought better equipment and forced me to use it to record my music and songs. Joanna would shoot videos of herself pretending to sing and play the piano, but it was actually my voice, my music, and my lyrics. The number of views and likes on the video was crazy. She was becoming the new social media sensation, and she was making an insane amount of money. At school, everyone wanted to be your friend because she was the popular girl now.
Joanna, please come to my party this weekend. It would be a blast having you there.
Sign my shirt, Joanna. Please, please, please.
Can I get a selfie with you? Please say yes.
Meanwhile, I wasn't allowed to go anywhere other than school. It felt like I was in prison. Lindsay, Anna, and Joanna were watching me all the time because they were worried I'd reveal their secret. But I didn't, because I was afraid they'd leave Dad in jail forever. But things changed once more one afternoon.
Ella, you better listen to what I'm going to tell you carefully. There is a huge musical competition that's happening soon. And if you created the best song, Dart, I can win a record deal with an important record label.
And how are you planning on recording an album exactly? Are you planning on dragging me behind you to the studio, letting everybody they know your truth?
That's none of your business. My mom will think of something. Start working on that song now.
I had no choice but to write a song on the required theme and record it.
Now I need to shoot a video for this song, but it needs to be perfect because I have to win this competition.
Guess what happened then? She won. She and Lindsay were over the moon, quite literally.
Mom, I just got a call from the record label. They want you and me to go tomorrow in the contract for the album.
That's perfect, honey. You'll be a star. Hey, Ella, you're coming with us tomorrow.
What? Me? Why would you want me to go with you?
What if they asked us some stupid question about music and singing? You'll be there to help Joanna answer. Understood?
Wasn't it enough that they were stealing my music and money? They also wanted me to watch them doing it. When we got there, Liam, the CEO himself, welcomed us.
Welcome to our company. It's been a pleasure meeting such a young and promising talent as you, Joanna. For how? How long have you been playing the piano and singing?
Since she was 10. She's the most unique kid ever.
That's nice. And have you had any teachers?
Well, I don't.
Oh no, she taught herself all that she knows about music. Isn't she amazing?
Sure. And you are?
Oh, that's Ella, my stepdaughter. She's one of our family, and we love her dearly, just like she loves us. Right, darling?
What? Yeah, sure.
Nice to meet you, Ella. I feel like you're surprised I'm the CEO because I'm young. I hear that a lot, but the truth is, this company belongs to my dad, and he only trusts me to run things around here.
I was sitting there silently, not saying much. This Liam was very nice, and to me especially, he kept trying to include me in the conversation, but Lindsay didn't like it.
Ella, dear, be a dear and bring me my shawl from the car, could you? I'm cold.
Sure. I understood that she wanted me out of the room because she wanted his full attention to be on Joanna. So I left the room and started walking aimlessly around the corridors of the company. Wow, look how many musical instruments are in this room. What is that, a huge piano? It wouldn't hurt if I played it for a minute, will it? I hadn't played a real piano for years because Lindsay sold mine. I missed this so much. I closed my eyes and started to play and sing my heart out. I didn't even feel the time passing. I didn't even feel Liam standing behind me by the door.
What's that? How's that possible? How is this your voice and not Joanna's? I don't understand.
Please just forget what you saw and heard.
Wait here.
After a couple of minutes, he came back with Lindsay and Joanna, who looked really scared when she saw me near a piano.
Why don't you play us that song that won you the competition before we sign the deal? It's only fair that I hear you play live.
What? Mom.
Let's leave that to another day. I'm afraid Joanna's not ready today. She's recovering from a bad cold.
I insist it's actually part of the contract's conditions.
Believe me when I say at that moment, I wouldn't want to be Joanna for anything in the world. She sat at the piano, tried to stroke the keys, but of course she couldn't play. She tried to sing in a low voice, but it was very clear that her voice wasn't even good. She was about to cry.
Ella, why don't you give it a try?
I was terrified for a second, but I told myself, come on, have some courage. Liam knows the truth now. I played and sang the song perfectly.
Ella, we would be honored to sign a deal with you.
What? What do you mean with her? It's my daughter who won the competition, not this girl.
Your daughter can't sing, ma'am. I know the truth now, so no need for more lies. What do you say, Ella?
Sure, I'd be crazy to say no. Let me tell you that the album I made with Liam was a hit. I had enough money to hire a lawyer and fight Dad's case, all with the help of Liam. and he was finally home.
Please, Ella. You know we love you, honey. Please don't throw us out. Please, I am so sorry.
We're really sorry. Ella, you can have your room back.
It was just a misunderstanding, please.
It's too late now. The whole world knows the truth. Now, please leave because I have to prepare for my first live concert. The concert was amazing. Thousands of people came. I was living the dream. Liam was even waiting for me backstage with a bouquet of flowers. Oh, thank you so much. I love them. You're the best, you know. You saved me from my evil stepmother. Exactly like a fairy tale.
And because I did that, don't I deserve a date just to be authentic to the story?
You do. Let's go get some ice cream.
And a kiss.
Yeah, and a kiss. And that's how I wrapped up my story. I got rid of the evil stepmother and her daughters. I became a superstar. I got the Prince Charming, and I have the happily ever after that everyone wishes for.
Hi, my name is Hope. Please like and subscribe. That winter when I was in 5th grade, the world turned all white with snow. Our classroom was cozy, but one day, the principal brought in a new girl named Maya. She seemed shy and wore old clothes. Our teacher, Ms. Albert, asked us to welcome her, but most of us stayed quiet. Maya sat next to me, smiled, but I moved away. My best friends were Kendra and Sophie. We whispered secrets and giggled together. Maya tried to join us once with her toys, but we said no. As days passed, we whispered and laughed about Maya's old clothes and strange toys. We didn't want to play with her. As spring arrived, Maya wore a pretty dress, but it looked like someone else's. We called her Never Knew and laughed again. One day, she jumped rope alone, not looking at us. This time, she didn't ask us if we wanted to play with her. She jumped and jumped and jumped until we went back inside. Then one day, Maya didn't come to school. In class that morning, we talked about kindness. Ms. Albert placed a big bowl on her dad and filled it with water. We all gathered around and watched her drop a small stone into it. Tiny waves spread out from the stone.
This is what kindness is like. Every little act we do sends ripples into the world.
Then, Miss Albert let each of us drop a stone in while sharing our kind deeds. Joseph had helped his grandmother Kendra change her baby brother's diaper, and even Andrew the bully had done something nice by carrying the teacher's books upstairs. I stood there, holding Ms. Albert's rock, but I couldn't think of anything to share. I passed the stone on. Maya didn't come to school the next day, or the day after that. Every morning, I walked to school slowly, hoping today would be the day. Maya returned and smiled at me. I promised myself this would be the day I smiled back. Each kindness Mrs. Albert had said makes the whole world a little bit better. But Maya never came back to school. Ms. Albert told us she had to move away. I walked home alone, thinking of the smiles I never shared, the kindness I never gave. I threw stones into the pond, watching the ripples. It was like the chances of being kind to Maya were gone forever. That day, as I walked home alone from school, I noticed a boy standing on the corner, looking lost and confused.
Hey, are you okay?
I think I'm lost. I can't find my way home.
I thought about what Miss Albert had taught us about kindness, so I decided to help.
You know what? You can come with me to my house and we'll figure it out from there.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
He followed me, and as we walked, we started chatting.
I'm Hope, by the way.
I'm Jake. Nice to meet you. Hope.
He looked poor, and I thought my wealthy family would be thrilled to help someone in need. Well, not exactly. Jake and I entered the house while my parents were in the middle of. They stopped immediately when they saw us.
Hope, who is this? So remember when I said I wanted to start being kind? Well, I found this boy who seemed lost, and I thought we could help him find his way home.
Are you out of your mind? What if he's a serial killer or someone dangerous?
He's 12, Mom. And since you're overreacting, I'll take him to my room. Come on, Jake. Let's go.
I took his hand and led him upstairs to my bedroom. Mom was such a narcissist. Even though I was young, I could see right through her. Like this one time when I was 6, I was excited for Take You Child to Work Day. I thought Mom would show me off at her big office. But nope, she was too busy, shining like a star with her work friends. I tried to keep up with her, but she didn't even look at me. It was like I was invisible. Then at lunch, while I was alone, munching on a cheese sandwich, I overheard her. Her boss said she was great at her job, and she told him kids would just get in my way. Ouch, that stung. I was sitting right there, and she acted like I didn't exist. It hit me hard to Mom. Her job was everything. And me, I just didn't fit into her perfect picture, and from that day on, I didn't look at her the same way. If she wasn't gonna my mom, I wasn't gonna treat her like one, but in my bedroom, Jake had a point.
Not to be rude, but aren't you being a bit mean to your mom even though you're trying to be kinder?
Well, zip it or I'll beat you in the next game. Now pass me the PlayStation controller. Game on.
Just like that, Jake and I hit it off. He was new in town and didn't have much. That's why he was lost that day. Mom didn't like us hanging out, but I didn't let that bother me. Life was more fun with Jake, and I felt like I was really becoming nicer. A few weeks later, I asked Dad if Jake could join my private school. Dad always called me his little prince and would do anything for me, so he said yes. Well, my best friends Kendra and Sophie hadn't changed one bit. They were still pretty mean. I kept Jake a secret from them for the last few months. Jake and I agreed to act like strangers at school until I figured things out and felt brave enough to be his friend openly. The day Jake started at school, Kendra and Sophie surprised me.
Look at that hottie over there. He looks poor, but God, I'd pay him to be my boyfriend.
Yeah, let's pay him together. We can share him.
So when Maya joined us last year, we didn't want to hang out with her because she didn't have much money. But now you're all excited about a guy just because he's good looking.
Oh my God, why are you so obsessed with this Maya girl? Listen, Sophie, let's hire some private investigator to find this Maya for our friend, and she can just shut up about it.
You're hilarious, but seriously, just leave Jake out of your games.
Wait, how do you know his name?
I overheard a teacher say it, but really, just leave him be.
You know, Hope, since you're so insistent now, I really want to talk to him. Let's go! Sophie!
Great! Just what I needed. They went to him and said,
Hey there, Jake, you're new here, right?
Yeah, we thought you looked into. Interesting. Want to hang out with us?
Jake seemed to be taken aback, but agreed to chat with them. For the next few days, Kendra and Sophie became interested in Jake. They wanted him to be their friend, but they had a different plan in mind. They offered him money to run errands and do things for them. I tried to warn Jake that he was worth more than being used like that, but he didn't listen. He said,
If you want me to stop helping them, you'll have to tell them that we're friends.
I didn't know what to say to that. I wasn't ready to ruin my image by having a poor friend, especially because Kendra and Sophie wouldn't stop laughing at me.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
With those words, Jake distanced himself from me, and grew closer to Kendra and Sophie. They started giving him more money, and he became somewhat distant. I missed my friend. Then one day, I saw Jake holding their coats and acting like a servant. I'd had enough. I approached him and dragged him aside.
Why are you acting like this? Don't you have any dignity? You want money? Fine, I'll give you money. Just stop hanging out with them.
Well, I don't mind helping the prettiest and most popular girls in school. Everyone now respects me and thinks I'm cool. And also, I don't know why, but you act like you're better than them.
Well, I am.
You'd rather see them treating me like this than standing up for your friend, because you're too ashamed to have someone like me as a friend. How does that make you better than them? At least they're nice to their parents, while you're rude to your mom and take advantage of your sweet dad. You never show him any love.
Tears welled up in my eyes, but I couldn't speak, so I just stormed off. To make things worse that night, my mom came to my room and said,
Hey Hope, I wanted to let you know that I've decided to divorce your dad. I've packed my things and I'm leaving in the morning. I came to ask if you wanted to come and live with me, although I already know what you'll say.
Yeah, since you already know, please leave and close the door behind you.
Mom left, and I buried my head in the pillow, letting out a frustrated scream. But I refused to let my tears fall. I took a deep breath and decided I was going to take matters into my own hands tomorrow. I was going to teach all these jerks a lesson. The moment I saw Jake the next morning, I said,
I'm going to ask my dad to stop paying for your school if you don't stop hanging out with Kendra and Sophie. How about that?
Yeah, cool. I'll ask Kendra and Sophie to help. They please go away. I have some things to do.
Yeah, like licking Kendra's shoes, for example.
Suddenly, Jake looked at me with angry eyes and a stern expression. He held my shoulders and pushed me back slightly.
Listen, Hope, you need to understand that you're acting like a bully, even if you don't see it. Threatening your friend to do things that only benefit you is selfish and wrong. I appreciate everything you've done for me, but for now, please don't talk to me. Whenever you see me, just look the other way. I hope you have a good life, Hope.
With that, he walked away. I stood there in shock, then rushed to the bathroom to let out my feelings. When I found Kendra and Sophie laughing and chatting. In a moment of frustration, I said,
Listen, you two. You need to stop treating Jake like he's here to do your commands.
Whoa! Calm down, girl. We don't treat him like that at all. He's just a nice guy who offers to help.
But you pay him!
Yeah, so what if you have a friend who has less money than you and could use some help? Why not?
Oh, come on! We all know you're not exactly the nicest people.
Yeah, we're not denying that. But at least we're not ashamed to be seen with a less fortunate friend in public. Unlike you.
How did you even know that Jake was my friend?
Well, it's pretty obvious that you care about Jake. We even think you have a crush on him.
Yeah, just be nice to the person you like. I know it can be hard for you, but look at us. We can do it.
If being nice to a friend means treating them like a servant, then I'll pass on that kind of advice from people like you.
With that, I left the bathroom. Weeks passed, and I stopped talking to Jake, Kendra, Sophie, and my mom. Although Mom hadn't stopped messaging me and inviting me to her house, I ignored her. One day, I woke up super sick and couldn't go to school. No one asked about me or missed me. I felt very sad and vulnerable. I didn't know what to do, but I knew I had to talk to someone. And I knew exactly who that someone would be. I went to Miss Albert's house. She looked surprised to see me. I told her everything.
I don't get it. I wanted to be kind. I helped a person in need. But they chose to be with someone mean. And when I tried to warn them, they told me to buzz off. And now the mean people are the ones who are giving me advice to be a kind person. How exactly did that happen?
Honey, you helped a person in need, and it's a good thing. But you want to help them on your own terms only, and this isn't how kindness works. Sometimes you have to go out of your way to help others.
True. It basically implied that I was ashamed of Jake, and now he chose to be with some mean girls.
Remember that there's goodness in everyone, even if you think they aren't nice. We're human beings. We have goodness and evilness, and the best of us are the ones who can control their evilness when it's most called for.
I hugged Ms. Albert tightly and left. The next morning, I entered the classroom and excused my teacher to say something.
I just want to say I'm sorry to Jake. He's a good guy, and I'm honored to be his friend.
The whole class fell silent, surprised by my confession. Jake smiled warmly at me, and I could see the relief in his eyes.
Your mom's been texting me and asking me about you. She doesn't know we weren't talking, obviously. Want to go to her place after school? I'd love to go with you.
Hello, I'm Laura from Denmark. Please like and subscribe. I don't remember much of my dad, but Mom always told me he was a horrible person. Apparently, when I was just a year old, he said one day he was going to buy milk, and he never came back. And since then, Mom really had issues trusting people. Like, once when I was 4, Mom and I were in the elevator at a shopping mall, and there was a nice lady who kept smiling at me, and Mom freaked out.
Why are you staring at my daughter?
Because she's so adorable.
Keep your eyes to yourself, lady.
Mommy, she didn't do anything.
You can't trust anyone these days. What if she wants to snatch you away?
Although Mom was kind of boring and strict, she tried her best to give me a good life. She worked as a banker, and we lived in the same apartment building as my favorite Aunt Lily. Since Mom worked long hours, I'd stay with my aunt, who only worked night shifts at a restaurant. Aunt Lily and I looked a lot alike with our blonde hair and blue eyes, and she adored me. I loved her too, because she was so much fun. But her daughter Emma, who was my age, didn't seem to like me much. Maybe it was because I had better grades or was more athletic than her. Or maybe she hated that Aunt gave me so much attention. Once in 1st grade, our moms took us to a Mother's Day function in the neighborhood. There were so many fun activities, like the mother-daughter sack race, but Mom complained that her leg was sore. So my aunt took turns racing with me and Emma. Emma was so slow, but I ended up winning the race with Aunt. When we received a gold medal for winning, Emma went ballistic and pulled it right off my neck.
This is mine because she's my mom.
No, it's not. I won the race. We both started fighting like crazy over the medal, and our moms had to separate us. It was an ongoing battle between me and my cousin, and she could be really evil when she got jealous. Like once in 4th grade, we were on our way to the hairdresser with Aunt, when some lady stopped her and asked if I was her daughter. Emma looked at me angrily, and then tripped me when I wasn't looking. At the salon, the hairdresser went to get her tools, and Aunt left us for a moment to go to the shop next door. Suddenly, Emma crept up from behind me and chopped off my long ponytail.
Now you look like a silly boy.
Emma, why would you do this?
Because my mom is my mom and you need to stay away from her.
I pounced on her and pinned her down, and then I chopped off her hair too. There, now we're even. When my aunt and the hairdresser returned, they were shocked, and Aunt was scared to face my mom since Mom always called her irresponsible.
Gosh! Lily, I can never trust you to do anything right. All I wanted was for her to have a fringe. This is a disaster.
It's okay, Mom. It'll grow back.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen.
Mom refused to hear my aunt out, and she left looking upset. Why did Mom always have to be so uptight? Aunt Lily understood me better than my mom. We liked the same jokes, movies, and many other things, And sometimes I wish that Emma had my mom and I had hers. Like once in 8th grade, I wanted to go to my classmates' party, but Mom flatly refused.
I don't know this girl or her family. How do I know what kind of people they are, and why is this party so late at night? No, you're not going.
But Aunt Lily spoke up for me.
Come on, she's a good kid. You can't lock her up forever, you know. Let her go have some fun.
Okay, but if anything bad happens, it's your fault.
I was having an amazing time at the party until someone suddenly fell from the balcony. Luckily, the person ended up on the trampoline. But as she stood up, I saw to my horror that it was Mom. To make things worse, she got off the trampoline, lost her balance, and crashed straight into a food table.
OMG, who are you? You lunatic. I'm going to call the cops on you for breaking into my house.
Do I look like some criminal? You foolish girl. I'm Laura's mom. Oh, there you are, sweetie.
Mom, what are you doing here?
I was just checking if you were safe.
I was the laughing stock of my school after that, and Emma enjoyed every moment of it. When we were in 10th grade, I started noticing that Emma never went straight home after school. So one day I decided to follow her. She went to the park and sat on a bench, and sometime later, a man wearing a cap turned up and sat next to her. What on earth was she up to? This guy looked really shady and I had to do something. Emma!
Laura, what are you doing here?
I was just passing by and I saw you. What are you doing?
Oh, please, Laura. You can't tell my mom about this.
And then she revealed something shocking. The man was her father. I'd never met him before, but I knew Aunt hated him. Emma, your mom will be pissed if she finds out.
I know. That's why you can't tell her.
I tried to stay out of it, but I couldn't help noticing that Emma was acting weirder by the day. She was often sneaking out of classes and missing school. And one day, when her bag was slightly open, I saw that she had a lot of food and some money inside. It looked like she was stealing from Aunt for her dad. I couldn't keep the secret anymore, so I ended up telling Mom.
Oh no, that's bad news. He's not a very nice person.
What do you mean?
He has a gambling problem. That's why Lily kicked him out. I must tell her about this.
Not just yet. Maybe I can stop her from seeing her dad. I'll talk to her. My cousin was stubborn, and I knew she wasn't going to listen to me. So the next day after school, I decided to get to the park before Emma, and luckily, her dad was already there. Listen, mister, I want you to leave Emma alone.
And who are you to tell me what to do?
I'm her family, and you have to stay away from her.
Sorry, no can do. She's my daughter, and if you try standing in my way, I'll come after you and your mother. I can make your lives miserable.
He looked really threatening, but I bravely stood my ground and told him I'd report him to the police. He looked at me furiously before he walked off. When I told Mom about what happened, she freaked out and insisted that we tell Aunt. But when we went to see Aunt Lily, we found her crying with a letter in her hand.
Emma is gone.
What do you mean gone? Emma had written in her letter that she was going to live with her dad because she felt that my aunt loved me more. I was speechless because I didn't know that her jealousy towards me affected her so much. We went out searching for her and had no luck for weeks. One day, I went over to cheer up Aunt Lily, but to my shock, she told me not to visit her anymore. But why?
You knew all this time that she was seeing her father, but you didn't tell me, and now I've lost my only child. Please just go away.
It broke my heart that Aunt hated me now, but I had to give her some space. Months later, I came home from school one day and found a hair clip in the elevator that I knew belonged to my aunt. I decided to slip it under her door, but when I reached her floor, I saw Aunt in the corridor being robbed by a masked man. He pulled Aunt's bag and started running away, but I chased him and knocked him down. And when I pulled his mask off, I saw that it was Emma.
Well done! You just saved your favorite aunt. Where would she be without you?
Emma, I've been looking for you everywhere. Look, if you want money, I'll just give it to you. But please just stay.
Why should I? You already have your perfect daughter, and my dad loves me like you love her.
She grabbed a handful of cash from Aunt's bag, threw it at her, and fled. Aunt and I just stood there in shock, and then she turned to me.
This is all your fault.
What, Aunt, can you please? But she walked off and slammed her door shut, and after a few weeks, she moved out for good without even telling us where.
I was devastated, but Mom didn't seem to care.
Good riddance. I always felt she was a bad influence on you, and clearly she's a bad mother. She just had one child to raise, and she couldn't even do that.
No, Mom. She raised 2, and she's amazing and understanding. And sometimes I wished she was my mom instead of you. I regretted my words instantly, but I couldn't take them back now, even though I apologized to Mom later. Our relationship was more awkward than ever. After completing school, I started college and found a part-time assistance job at a company so I could move out of my house. One morning, as I was getting coffee, I saw Emma dressed in ragged clothes walking across the road, and I went after her. Emma! She looked shocked at first, and then to my surprise, she hugged me.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you, Laura.
What happened to you?
Soon after I started living with Dad, he stopped caring about me. I even dropped out of school because he wouldn't pay for it.
Because I had to rush off to work. I gave her my address and the keys to my apartment and asked her to wait for me there. But when I got back home, all my things were gone. She had stolen everything from me, even some furniture and all my electronics. Since I hardly had anything at home, I decided to stay at Mom's for a few days.
I'm so glad to see you. You hardly even call.
I know, Mom. I get busy sometimes. I need to sleep over.
Sure, that would be lovely.
She cooked my favorite pasta, and I actually found myself enjoying my time with Mom. Somehow, she just seemed lighter.
With you all grown up, I figured I didn't need to work so hard all the time. I joined a women's group, and we do so many fun things together, so I've learned so much. Talking to my new friends, I realized something. I've never made it clear enough that I think you're an amazing kid, Laura. I'm proud of you.
It felt good to hear Mom say that. I think you're a pretty good mom too, and I'm sorry if I ever made you feel otherwise. I then told her about what happened with Emma, and she immediately called Aunt Lily. When Aunt Lily came over, I took her to the street where I'd met Emma, and when we got there, I saw her again. But this time, she was dressed in nice clothes and was walking into a fancy restaurant. Gosh, she stole all my stuff and bought herself new clothes.
I'm sorry about what she did, but I have to see her.
When we walked up to her table, Emma looked shocked.
Emma, please don't go. Let's talk.
There's nothing to talk about. Can you guys please leave? I have a meeting with someone.
Oh, who do you have a meeting with? Another thief. What did you do with my stuff? Which?
Haha, why were you so stupid to give me your keys? I sold your stuff and my dad has the money. So too bad.
You had a good family, and you threw it all away to become a criminal.
You people are not my family. My dad is, and I'm not a criminal. Just street smart.
Aunt tried her best to talk some sense into her, but she refused to listen. But just as Aunt and I were leaving, suddenly a rich-looking woman barged into the restaurant with cops and pointed straight at Emma.
There she is. She came to work for me as a secretary for 1 week and stole thousands of dollars. I have proof. Arrest her.
Aunt and I were horrified as the cops took Emma away, and we followed her to the police station. Emma tried to call her dad, but he wouldn't pick the cop. The cops looked for him, and it seems like he'd just vanished. They realized he was the real criminal, and Emma was only his accomplice. But she was still given 6 months in prison. Aunt visited her every day, and one day, she came to see me too.
I'm sorry I blamed you all these years for Emma. It was wrong of me to place such a burden on you.
It's okay, Aunt Lily. It's all in the past. After she got out, Emma went back to living with Aunt. I heard she'd started school again, and I was glad for her. Months later, I was sitting in my half-furnished apartment. The bell rang, and I found Emma outside.
I have a surprise for you.
When she took me outside, there was a truck full of all the stuff she stole from me. Wow, how did you manage to get it all back?
Mom helped me get a part-time job, and I saved up for this. It was the least I could do for you. I'm really sorry that I was always jealous of you. Laura and I took advantage of you when you were just trying to help me. I'll be better, I promise.
I think you already are. Now help me get this stuff into my apartment.
Hi, I'm Ian from Canada. Please like and subscribe. I was born in a super rich family who owned a chain of restaurants. We pretty much had everything you could imagine except peace. My dad was a bad-tempered man who threw tantrums over the smallest things. Mom was soft-hearted and hardly ever spoke back. But my biggest problem was my bratty sister. Ariel was 2 years younger than me and 10 times worse than my dad. Once when I was 8, my parents took us to a wedding and I was playing with my cousins when I spotted Ariel being mean to a little boy whose family was poor. She snatched his lollipop and he started crying.
You can't eat that because you're ugly.
Ariel, give it back now.
No.
Just then, the boy's mom came and started shouting at Ariel, who went screaming to Dad and to him, and of course, he defended her.
How dare you yell at my daughter? She's saying the lollipop is hers and she would never steal from anyone.
But Dad, I was right here. I saw her.
Ian, this is your sister and you should be on her side, not this poor boy's.
Dad and Ariel were like 2 peas in a pod, and it was no wonder that he loved her more than me, and she always found a way to get me into trouble. Like in the 5th grade when Ariel joined my school, my parents asked me to look out for her on her first day, and I did exactly believe that. But as we were waiting for our car to pick us up, I suddenly turned around and saw she was gone. I looked for her everywhere in the school, but I couldn't find her. Feeling panicked, I had a school teacher call my parents, and soon after they arrived, Ariel came running from somewhere and flew into my dad's arms.
Mommy, Daddy, Ian Lucky in the storeroom. I was so scared.
I was stunned at how wicked she was. What? No, I didn't. Stop lying, Ariel. She cried even louder and Dad started yelling at me, but thankfully Mom took my side.
Calm down, Steve. Maybe he's telling the truth.
Ariel is only 7 years old. I don't think she knows how to lie yet. It's him.
I was grounded for a whole month because of the stunt of my sister pulled. She grew up to be the same wicked witch, and I became quiet and withdrawn from my family. I focused on doing well at school, and since I loved computers, I spent a lot of time teaching myself about them. I always thought it was a nerd, so I was surprised when I started getting attention from girls in the 10th grade. Even Ariel's friends were always staring at me and giggling, which was kinda creepy. One evening when I was studying for a big test, Ariel had some friends over, and they were playing music so loudly that I could hardly focus. I decided to go for a run, but just as I was changing my shirt, a girl flung open the door and stood staring at me.
Oops, I thought this was the bathroom.
You've been to our house before, and wouldn't you still knock?
You're so funny.
She giggled for no reason, and then Ariel came up behind her grinning.
Where are you off to?
Running away because you girls are so noisy.
We'll be quiet only if you agree to date my friend here.
What? Not doing that? I'm sure she's just like you. I ran away from there as fast as I could, but when I returned, I found Ariel crying in my room. Such a drama queen. Why can't you cry in your own room?
My best friend has been so depressed since her parents got divorced, and she's always crying and sniffling, and it's so annoying. Her puffy eyes are so ugly they can't be seen with her. So please date her and cheer her up just once.
I reluctantly agreed, they both leave me alone after that. So the next day after school, I said I'd meet her friend at a nearby milkshake shop, and when I got there, Ariel was also with her. Weirdest date ever. We ordered her drinks, and then this girl who was in my history class called Elsa came with our milkshakes. Ariel took one sip of her drink and spat it out.
Ooh, I said bubblegum milkshake, not strawberry. Must be extra stupid for getting it wrong.
And then she threw the glass on the floor and told Elsa to clean it up. Have you lost your mind? You can't treat people like this.
Dad is so right about you. Being a softie will get you nowhere, brother. And you stupid girl, don't just stand there. Get me a new milkshake.
You're pathetic. I ran after Elsa to check if she was okay, and I found her crying in the back alley. I'm so sorry about my sister. She's a real piece of work.
Yeah, it's not the first time she's done this.
But you shouldn't allow her to bully you like this.
I have no choice. My boss says customers come first and I can't afford to lose this job. It pays my school fees.
I didn't know much about Elsa because she always hid her face behind her long hair and never spoke in class. And because of what my sister did, I offered to buy her lunch at school. When I sat with her in the cafeteria the next day, the entire school had their eyes on us because this was the first time I was seen with some girl. While we talked, she kept looking down. I lifted her chin up gently and pushed her hair behind her ears. I was amazed at how beautiful she was. Wow, you're lovely. You shouldn't hide your face like that.
Thank you. You're the first person here who's been this nice to me, but I think people are looking at you wondering why some rich and handsome guy like you is sitting with a waitress.
I couldn't care less about what they're thinking, but they're probably all looking at you. I started hanging out with her every day and found myself falling for her fast. I like how Elsa was gentle and soft-spoken, but she also had a fun, quirky side that was adorable. But one evening when I got home, Dad was waiting for me in the living room, with Ariel by his side.
Your sister tells me you're dating some poor girl. Is this true?
Ariel is crazy. How do you judge a person without even knowing where they're from?
Because she's a waitress, stupid.
You're stupid because you keep poking your nose in my business. Just then, Mom walked in after some errands, and Dad told her to make him tea. Mom just walked into the house, and you're already giving her orders.
It's okay, Ian. I don't mind.
No, Mom, it's not okay. These two are always bullying us around, and now they're telling me who I can and can't date.
That's because this girl he likes is a gold digger.
I'm not letting you embarrass us by being with some beggar. What will people think?
That sounds like your problem because I don't care. And guess what? She's coming over for dinner this weekend and you will be nice to her. If you don't agree, Dad, I will drop out of school and move out, and you can find another son to help you with the business. Dad knew that I was smarter than his precious daughter, and he needed me to take over his business one day. So he had no choice but to give in. The next day, when I invited Elsa over, she looked gorgeous and really nervous.
I'm so scared to meet your parents.
Don't worry. We'll be just fine and he'll love you. Mom did seem to, but Dad and Ariel glared at her.
So Ella, is it?
Elsa, sir.
What do your parents do?
I don't have parents. I live with my grandmother and I take care of her.
So basically you're poor.
Ariel, that's very rude.
I kicked my sister under the table and she cried out angrily and stormed out of the room. Sometime later, Elsa excused herself to go to the bathroom, and Mom told her it was upstairs. She was gone for a while, so I decided to check on her. And I stopped short when I found her in my parents' room opening Mom's jewelry box. Elsa, what are you doing here?
Ian, you startled me. And oh, this isn't what it looks like. I promise your sister came out of your parents' bedroom, shoved this diamond ring in my hand, and told me to leave. She ran off before I could say anything, so I just came here to put it back. I don't know what's going on.
Liar?
We turned around to see Ariel in the doorway.
She's lying. I never gave her the ring. Mom, Dad, we have a thief in the house.
Shut up, Ariel. But the two had already come up running, and Elsa looked scared out of her wits.
Check her bag. I'm telling you, she's a thief.
Ariel suddenly snatched Elsa's bag, and as it fell to the ground, a lot of Mom's jewelry fell out. I didn't know what to think.
Gets out of our house before we call the police.
Elsa ran out crying, and I was too shocked to even run after her. If she needed money so badly, she could have asked me for help. There had to be some reason she felt she had to steal. But I never saw her again. She just didn't come to school after that, and when I asked the school admin, they told me she transferred to another school. Ariel and her friend were over the moon.
My friend is still available if you want to date her.
No thank you, and you should focus on school. Your math teacher spoke to me today and told me you're failing badly.
Oh, I'm the most beautiful girl in this school, and I don't think I'm going to use math in my modeling career.
Ariel did fail high school, and for the first time, Dad was so disappointed in her she couldn't get a job anywhere, not even as a model. So she ended up working as a waitress in one of Dad's restaurants where I was the manager. I had so much fun bossing her around. Ariel, the customers are waiting.
Well, do something about it.
I'm the manager. Go see to the customers now.
Daddy, Ian's being mean to me?
He's just doing his job, so please do yours. I'm already doing you a favor because you're not a very good waitress.
Ariel looked ready to explode.
Oh, so Ian's your favorite child now, Dad. How about we tell him about the time you plotted with me to get rid of his girlfriend, Elsa?
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, Dad asked me to slip Mom's jewelry into Elsa's bag. Duh. And he also found out where she lived and gave her grandmother money to take Elsa to another school.
I couldn't believe my ears. I looked at Dad for answers, but he didn't show an ounce of guilt.
Yeah, so I only did it for you. Ian, there are plenty of girls out there, and I didn't want you to be trapped by a poor one.
I quit my job that very moment, and before I moved out of the house, Mom gave me a check for a huge amount of money.
Ian, I've been saving up money secretly for years, and I want you to have this. Use it wisely, son.
Mom, thank you so much, and you're coming with me.
Sweetheart, I have more money saved, and now that you kids are old enough, I'm leaving your father and moving to Bali. It's time I lived my life.
I'm so happy for you, Mom. I used the money to start my own IT company, which became very successful over the years. The only thing missing in my life was love. Then one day at the grocery store, I was standing in line at the counter when I spotted a black-haired girl ahead of me. It was Elsa. Cashier was telling her that her card wasn't working, and she looked really bothered. How much is it? I'll pay. Elsa turned around and stared at me in shock, and then she looked mad.
No need. I'll come and buy these things later.
She left her grocery cart and walked off quickly, and I followed. Elsa, please wait.
Go away, Ian. I don't need your help. I'm not poor now, by the way. Something just went wrong with my card. I know what my family did.
I know. And I'm so sorry. Look, you don't have to forgive me or have anything to do with me. I'd just like to help you out right now. Let me pay, please. She calmed down a bit and we went back inside to clear her bill. Then she briefly thanked me and left, but I just couldn't stop thinking about her for days. A week later, I was watching TV at home when I heard the doorbell, and I was shocked to find Elsa standing there. Elsa, you're the last person I was expecting.
I felt I owed you dinner as a thank you for the other day, and I just wanted to say that I forgive you. Everyone deserves a second chance, right? So here, I'm giving you one.
Her smile made my heart skip a beat, and I gently pushed her hair away from her face. You're still the most beautiful girl I've ever met.
Hi, I'm Cara from Los Angeles. Please like and subscribe. I lived with my single mom who worked as a stylist to A-list celebrities. Her work fascinated me, and I always dreamt of walking in her footsteps. So, when I turned 17, I started assisting her on her movie sets. That's where I met Jake for the first time. He worked as a set builder, and though we never spoke, I always thought he was kind of cute. One day I was a bit early on the set when I saw him struggling with the set backdrop. Oh, there you go.
Thanks, I was sure I was going to fall today. I'm Jake, by the way.
I'm Cara. We got talking, and it turns out he was really sweet. We started hanging out a lot at the set and started dating. Soon it was time for college, and as luck would have it, Jake and I got into a college in the same city and decided to move in together. Mom didn't take the news too well, but I was adamant, so she gave in. Things were fine for a while, but soon our relationship started crumbling. It started with small things like Jake not paying the rent or staying out till late. He wanted me to ask Mom to invest in his business idea.
I'm sure she'll have no problem pitching in to secure daughter's future. Don't you want me to progress in life?
Of course I do. Nothing would make me happier. I still wasn't sure if Mom would agree, but I had to give it a shot for Jake. So a week later, I called her up and she told me that she was in the hospital. She was feeling much better, but I had to go see her. So I rushed back home only to find Jake and my car gone. I tried calling him, but he didn't answer. And just as I was giving up hope, he came home looking like a wreck and my car was missing. What happened? Where's my car?
The car is gone. I got into a bad accident, babe.
Gone? What do you mean gone? My mom's not well, and I had to go see her. What am I supposed to do now?
I'm telling you, I got into an accident, but all you care about is your car and your mom. You're unbelievable.
I didn't, but Jake slammed the door in my face. I felt so bad about the whole thing, so I decided to make up for it by selling my mom's vintage Rolex watch to get money for Jake's business. It broke my heart to part with it, but I had to do it for Jake. Mom was discharged soon after, but she was still mad at me for not showing up. I thought after Jake got the money, he'd be happy. But instead, he got more distant. He was always on his phone or traveling, and if I asked him, he simply shrugged and said it was for business. But then, one day, when he was gone, I checked his bank statements and saw a transfer of $500,000 in his account.
What are you doing?
What the heck is this, Jake? Where did you get the money?
I wanted to tell you sooner, but I got so caught up. I won the lottery. Isn't that amazing?
A lottery? When? How?
You gave me the money, I bought the tickets, I won the money, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I'm rich now.
My heart dropped to my butt. I sold my watch to get money for a lottery tickets. How could you be so insensitive? You should have asked me.
Oh, and why should I do that? Did I ask you to sell your junk? No, right? And will you? Please stop overreacting. I won, didn't I?
What? You're more stupid than I thought if you think money is everything in life.
I don't care. And listen, I'm tired of dating your broke butt anyway. I thought maybe your mom would help me pay my bills and I could finally live a good life. But we all know how that went, so I'm off. And here's a little cash to keep you afloat. And don't call me.
Jake packed up his stuff and moved out, leaving me in total shock. I couldn't believe I could fall for someone like him. I wanted to call Mom and tell her everything, but that would only stress her out more, so I decided against it. The next few weeks were a blur. I was still trying to wrap my head around the way Jake had treated me, and I felt like a total idiot. And one day while walking back from college, I was so lost I didn't realize I'd stepped right into heavy traffic. Before I could process it, I felt an arm pull me back onto the sidewalk.
Hey, watch where you're going. Are you trying to get yourself killed?
I looked up and saw the most gorgeous guy was towering above me like an angel. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Must have been thinking real hard for you to be so distracted.
Yeah, something like that. Please let me repay you.
Maybe some other time. I have a feeling I'll see you again. I'm just glad you're okay.
The stranger left and I went on my way, but I couldn't stop thinking about how he looked oddly familiar. The next day, I decided to break myself out of my slump and focus on my studies. When I arrived at class, I found out that we were assigned partners for a project, and my partner was the same guy who'd saved me.
Well, this must be fate. Who would have thought we'd meet up again so soon?
Wow, I had no idea we were in the same class.
Well, now you do. I'm Noah.
Noah and I hit it off immediately. He was funny, charismatic, and he always made me feel at ease. We were great together, and one day, when he asked me out for a coffee date, I agreed. But just as I reached the cafe, I heard him talking on the phone with someone.
You don't have to worry, I'll arrange the money for Mom's operation. I'm working on it as we speak.
As soon as he saw me, he stopped and smiled.
Hey, you're early. What happened? Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem, let's go, shall we?
Noah kept saying something, but my mind was spinning in all directions. Could it be that he was lying to me for money too? But why would he do that?
So I heard your mom's a stylist in LA?
Huh? How do you know that?
Everyone in college does. She's famous. You must be well off.
It was almost as if an alarm went off in my mind as I got up. Noah, this was great. I need to leave.
But your coffee?
Some other time, maybe. I turned around and ran as fast as I could, far away from Noah. My relationship with Jake had been a disaster, and I had no plans of repeating the same mistake. After that day, I avoided Noah at all costs, even though he tried talking to me 1,000,000 times. He would slip sweet notes in my locker, wait for me in the cafeteria, and help me with the project. But I just didn't want to talk to him. And then one day he caught up with me.
Okay, I swear I'm not a stalker, but it's really annoying me how you left the other day. I need an explanation. You owe me one.
I don't owe you anything.
Okay, relax. I've clearly touched a wrong nerve, but I can't sleep in peace till you tell me what's wrong.
Why do you even care?
Because I like you. There, I said it. I've liked you since I saw you in class the first day, but you were always so quiet doing your own thing. Never got the chance to talk to you.
I stared at Noah, and his kind eyes told me he was telling the truth. Suddenly, I broke down in tears and told him everything about Jake.
That's horrible. I understand where you're coming from, but you can't judge everyone on the same level. I need money, but I would never make a fool out of anyone. Least of all you.
I know, but it's difficult for me to move on. I don't know if I can ever fall in love again. Noah looked disappointed, but I just wasn't in a place where I could trust anyone again. We decided to stay friends, but the more time I spent around him, the more I fell for him. Maybe he was different, and I was thinking too much. One day, Noah told me about a massive party in a mansion outside the city. The entire class was invited, and we were all excited. I even bought myself a cute outfit. But when Noah came to pick me up, I was blown. You clean up nice.
I still look like a shabby rat compared to you.
The party was a blast, and Noah and I were having a great time. Then he left to get us some drinks, and seconds later, someone tapped on my shoulders. I froze when I saw Jake grinning at me.
Fancy seeing you here.
What are you doing here?
Do you own this place? No? Thought so.
I don't have time for this. Leave me alone. Just then, Noah approached me with our drinks.
Sorry, the line was insane. Everything okay?
Yeah, I need to leave. I'll see you in class tomorrow.
Don't crush his heart like that, Cara. Trust me, dude, she does that a lot, my little heartbreaker.
Something snapped in me, and I slapped Jake square in the face. Don't touch me. You are a horrible person, Jake. Stay away from me. I mean it. For days after that, I couldn't find the strength to go to my classes. Noah called me, but I told him I wasn't feeling well and asked him to give me some space. Thankfully, he respected that. A week later, I finally managed to get off my butt and get ready for class. When the doorbell rang, I was shocked to find Mom standing outside. Mom!
I got a call from your college saying that you're not showing up. What's wrong, baby?
I hugged Mom tight and started sobbing like a crazy person. As she sat me down, I told her everything about Jake and Noah. Jake broke my heart, and now I don't think I can trust anyone again. I'm so sorry, Mom.
Oh, sweetie, don't be sorry. Jake never deserved you, but that doesn't mean you should stop believing in love. Listen to your heart and follow it.
Mom stayed the night and talked me out of my slump. I was finally feeling better and decided to go to class. But just as I stepped in, someone blocked my way. Jake, are you stalking me?
If that's what it takes for you to hear me out, then yes. I'm sorry I was a jerk and what I did with you was wrong. Just please hear me out, okay? For old time's sake.
Jake told me he ended up gambling all his money and was left with nothing. He'd even failed his classes and was on the verge of getting kicked out.
I know you told me to be more careful, and I was a fool not to listen to you, but Cara, I need money. I'm struggling.
Haha, sounds like a you problem to me. And how dare you walk up to my face asking for money after betraying me like that?
Think about it, Cara. You know I'm a smart kid. You really don't want to mess with me.
Do what you feel like. But before I could move, he grabbed my arm. Hey, what's wrong with you? Let me go! Next thing I know, I saw Noah burst onto the scene where he grabbed onto Noah's arm and shoved him away.
She said to let her go.
You again? This is between me and her.
I got this. Noah, listen to me very carefully, Jake. If you don't leave now, I will have your butt kicked off campus and put a case of stalking on you. And you know my mom, right? She knows people. People who can put you in jail for a long, long time. You get where this is going?
But we're supposed to be together. We have history.
Exactly, your history. And you know how history bores me. Now leave before I make your life miserable. And with that, his face turned red and he immediately stormed off.
Well, that was intense.
Sorry you had to get involved in my mess again.
What can I say? I'm a mess-up cleaner.
No, Noah, I should have been more careful of your feelings. I let my past define my present, and I shouldn't have done that. I know.
I don't care about your past, but I do want to see myself in your future. You think you can maybe give me a chance? I swear I won't spend money on lottery tickets.
Haha, very funny. Hi, I'm Kate from New York, and this is my story. Please like and subscribe. I was born to the CEOs of a multi-million-dollar aerospace company. I grew up with everything a kid could want, and then some. But I was practically raised by my nannies. Since my parents were always busy, they tried to make time for me. But I didn't really have their attention, and I craved it. I think that's why I was in such a hurry to start talking. I was forming my first words when I was only 1, and by the time I was 2, I could speak short sentences. And once I started talking properly, a rocket couldn't have stopped me.
How was your first day of school, honey?
Oh, it was so good. I felt kind of scared. But then the teacher with the black hair and the green eyes and the big ears came and took me to class. And my classroom is so nice and it's all yellow and there was 21. No, 20 kids. And they're all my friends. That's because I gave them all markers. And my first class was about alphabets and it was boring. And then I saw a boy's butt crack and I started laughing at it and the teacher looked mad. But then...
Sweetie, that's lovely. Why don't you just eat your food?
Now I was at the best part, Daddy. Now I have to start again. Okay, so my first day of school. I just had this need to interact with people. I chatted to strangers in the park, at the grocery store, at the cinema. When my friends came over for playdates, I had tried to make them stay as long as I possibly could. But you haven't seen our basement yet. It's really cool, and I think it's haunted. And you still haven't met my imaginary friends. Okay, how about I show you my magic tricks? I even talked to people in my sleep. My parents found me exhausting, and soon my teachers started complaining about my disruptive behavior in class. I was tested for ADHD, but there wasn't anything wrong with me.
She's very bright and just seeks attention a little more than other kids. It's not uncommon in an only child, and she'll grow out of it. Do you spend quality time with her?
Well, we try.
But we're very, very busy.
The doctor recommended some activities we could do together every day, but of course my parents couldn't keep up. Then one day, when I was 8, my whole life changed. I got home from school to find my parents in the living room with a beautiful older girl who didn't look very happy.
Kate, we have some exciting news. Come meet Lola. She's 11 and she's your new sister.
She's my sister? But I didn't see your tummy growing. Mom, where does she come from? Why is she so big? Why is her hair red? What?
Honey, she's our employee's daughter and we've adopted her. I'll explain to you later what that means. Why don't you say hello and show her to her room?
Lola still hadn't spoken a word, but I talked nonstop as I took her hand and led her away. And then she shut my mouth with a huge ice cream. She didn't even come down for dinner later. My parents said she just needed time to adjust and I should give her space. I tried really hard, but I just couldn't fall asleep and crept into her room. I quietly opened the door and found her sitting next to a carton, crying. Lola, what's wrong?
Nothing. I was just looking at some old things and it made me sad.
Ooh, Space boots!
My dad got them for me when I was your age. I always wanted to be an astronaut.
Well, you should. It'll be so cool.
Yeah, but my dad won't be there to see me become one.
As the tears rolled down her cheeks, I suddenly hugged her tight and she didn't push me away. I'll be there to see you take off on a rocket. I'll always be there for you, Lola. Lola smiled, then suddenly hopped onto the armchair and held out a hand to me.
Want to take a closer look at the Milky Way? Welcome aboard the North Star Express.
We imagined flying through the universe, dodging meteors and alien spaceships, and it was the best night of my life. And I quickly grew to love Lola. She had long red hair that she let me braid as much as I wanted. She'd play with me whenever I asked, even if she was in the middle of something. And soon, I became as obsessed with everything space-related as she was. Lola was an excellent student too, and she helped me with my studies. But my teacher still complained about my behavior, and Lola had a solution for that too.
I used to get really scared of making speeches in class, so my dad showed me a trick. I'd hold on to a penny so I could channel all my fear into it. It totally works. So whenever you feel the urge to talk during lessons, just hold on to this and channel all your energy into it and save all your stories for me.
My parents were so proud of my progress, and they adored Lola. Life seemed perfect. But then Lola started high school, and everything started changing. She cut her beautiful hair short and changed her wardrobe. And when I asked her to do something with me, she always had an excuse.
I have a club meeting after school. I'm meeting up with a couple of friends. I have a paper to finish. Sorry.
On the weekends, she started interning at my parents' company, and we spent no time together. But the perfect opportunity came on my 13th birthday, when my parents gifted me tickets to an amazing space park and even arranged a hotel stay for me and Lola. I'd barely seen her at home lately, so the next day at school, I ran over to her at recess. Hey Lola, guess what we're doing on my birthday? We're going to Space World, and we'll have the whole weekend to ourselves. Woohoo!
This weekend? I completely forgot it was your birthday. I am going to a concert with my friends.
What do you mean? It's my birthday. Birthday.
Well, we can do it another weekend.
But how could you forget? If you won't come to Space World, then at least take me to the concert with you.
No way! No toddlers allowed!
Of course I'm not bringing her.
We always spend our birthdays together. Lola, what's wrong with you? You've changed so much. And now...
Will you stop being a baby? The universe doesn't revolve around you. I have a life and it doesn't have to include you all the time. Why can't you make friends of your own? You're being annoying.
Lola had never spoken to me that way before, and I ran off before she could see my tears. I hid in the janitor's closet and was crying my eyes out when suddenly I jumped out of my skin. A boy from my class, Jamie, was sitting on a bucket and casually eating his lunch. What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
I'm crying. Can't you see?
I'm eating a sandwich, can't you see? Do you want one?
This is really not a good sandwich.
Oh, I know that. And I have to eat 2 every day. My sister never eats her lunch because she hates it. And I don't want to hurt Mom's feelings.
But why are you hiding in the closet? Aren't you one of the cool skateboarding kids?
Yeah, but I like being alone sometimes. I have 3 older sisters, and the youngest one who practically lives in my room. She's so annoying.
My house is almost empty, and my sister's too busy for me. She's like you. I guess she finds me annoying now.
Yeah. So how about you back off a bit? And dude, your house sounds like heaven.
Jamie and I became friends that day, and soon I started inviting him over. We play video games and have catching fish matches. He even taught me how to skate. And maybe he was right. I just needed to give Lola some space to fix things between us, except they got so much worse. Over a few months, Lola changed into this person I no longer recognized. She suddenly ended the internship, saying she didn't want to work at my parents' company anymore. One day, I walked past her room to see that she'd torn down her Neil Armstrong poster and replaced it with Justin Bieber. She was never home for dinner because she was out with her friends, and even her grades began to suffer. Late one night in 9th grade, when my parents were away, I woke up to some sound and spotted Lola outside in the garden, kissing a strange boy. I sneaked out to get a closer look, but then they both climbed onto his bike and left. I hopped onto my skateboard and rode fast to keep up. And to my surprise, they ended up outside my parents' company and then started putting on ski masks and gloves.
We don't have a lot of time. The security guards will be coming by in an hour. I'll get you into the system. and you have to make sure the software is completely wrecked. Okay?
Are you sure about this?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, just checking. It'll only take me 30 minutes, babe.
Hold it! What do you think you're doing, Lola?
Kate, did you follow me here?
Yeah, and good thing I did. Are you insane? Why are you planning on wrecking our parents' software?
Your parents are not my parents, and there are things you won't understand.
I'm not a kid anymore, so try me.
You wouldn't believe me if I did, but trust me, your parents deserve this.
After adopting you and raising you as their own kid?
They only adopted me to be your companion. They were too busy to deal with you themselves, so they dumped you on me.
That's what I am, a burden you got dumped with. I thought I was your sister, and you've been my everything. I've always looked up to you, and now I don't even know who you are.
I didn't ask you to make me your role model, and you're right. You don't know me, and you don't even know your parents.
What do you mean? Please, Lola, let's just go home and talk, okay? I'm not letting you into that building anyway. I'll call security myself this minute if you try. Lola looked furious, then took her boyfriend's hand and left with him. Feeling shaken, I was riding back on my skateboard when I missed a speed bump and went flying. My head hit the ground and everything went black. When I woke up, I was in the hospital with my parents, Lola and Jamie in the room.
Oh, thank God you're finally awake.
We still can't believe that you went out riding alone so late at night. If Lola hadn't found you.
I looked over at Lola, sitting with her head hanging, and then she quietly left. I was discharged soon from the hospital, and I knew I just had to talk to Lola soon. But the next morning, when I went to her room, she was gone. My parents reported her missing to the police, and they searched high and low, but it seemed like she just vanished. Mom, Dad, why do you think she was so mad at you guys? You must have some idea.
Sweetheart, we don't know really.
We'll find her, and whatever it is, we'll fix it.
But months went by with no news, and I almost gave up hope. I even shut out Jamie. And my grades were falling rapidly. I just wanted to know if my sister was okay. One rainy day, I was walking out of a coffee shop when I spotted a girl with red hair getting onto a bus, and she turned her face just a little. Lola! I started running after the bus, calling her name, but it just kept going faster. Suddenly, I slipped on a puddle and landed on the pavement. I looked up to see the bus getting smaller in the distance, and my heart broke all over again. Just then, someone helped me up. It was Jamie. He pulled me into a hug and I cried like a baby.
The girl on the bus that wasn't Lola. I got off that same bus and I saw her too. It wasn't her.
Do you think Lola's okay?
Yeah, I think so. She's almost a grown-up, Kate. You can't find her because she doesn't want to be found yet. Till then, you can have all 4 of my sisters.
I started hanging out with Jamie again, and slowly, I started getting better. By the time we graduated high school, we'd started dating. I began my degree in astrophysics because I still wanted to be an astronaut, just like Lola and I had dreamt. My parents asked me to visit them one weekend at their office. And when I entered, I was completely shocked to see Lola inside. She looked thinner, but as beautiful as always.
Kate, we were waiting for you to start. Lola is here because she's suing our company.
What? Why?
Because your parents are responsible for what happened to my dad.
What?
When I started working as an intern here, I wanted to know more about Dad's accident at work. I looked into his records and realized that he'd been working 80 hours a week. Sometimes he'd work both day and night shifts. I'd hardly see him at home. Because you guys worked him so hard, you caused his heart attack.
Lola, he never mentioned any medical condition in his records, and he requested to work overtime for extra money. It was his choice.
But it's way beyond the legal limit, and you should have never allowed it.
My parents stepped out of the room with their lawyer while my head was still spinning. When they returned moments later, my dad spoke.
We don't want to fight our daughter, and you're right, Lola. We never should have allowed that. We didn't realize the toll it might take on him. We'll pay whatever damages you've demanded with our deepest apologies. And we can't replace your dad, but you will always have a family to come to if you want it.
Lola teared up and left the room wordlessly, and I followed. No! You don't get to do that again. You're gonna leave without even speaking to me? If only you talked before.
I was so angry. I felt rage every time I thought about my dad and the life I never got to have with him. I don't want your parents' money. I just wanted to make them suffer. But I can see I've already done that. Maybe it was nobody's fault.
Just come home, please.
I can't, but I'll make plans to see you in a few days. I promise.
And she kept her word when she met me at a cafe a week later with a beautiful red-haired baby. Is this your daughter? Lola then told me that she'd moved to another town with her boyfriend, who she was still happily with, and she'd put herself through community college to study engineering and had also been working on the side.
I was so driven to save up for a lawyer to fight your parents, and I've caused everyone so much pain. Most of all you. I am so sorry.
You were in pain yourself, Lola. Just come back and be an astronaut with me.
I don't think that's my dream anymore, Kate. It hasn't been for a while. But I'm so proud that you're pursuing yours, and I'll be there to see you take off on a rocket, and I'll always be a part of your life.
Hey friends, I'm Elena from Moldova. Please like and subscribe. I was born in a small village to a single mother who achieved great success when she relocated to the metropolis. My mum was an entrepreneur, and every business she'd start would become a gold mine. And Mum spoiled me rotten. I just had to look at something and she'd get it for me. For my 7th birthday, I asked her if I could have a bigger swimming pool. And she had a water park installed in her backyard. My friends and I were ecstatic when we saw it. Oh, Mom, my God, Mom, you're the best!
Anything for you, dear. And don't forget the doctor's advice. Speak slowly, and you won't stutter as much.
Yeah, I used to stutter a lot when I was young. I mostly had it under control, but it could get worse when I was nervous or excited. But aside from that, my life was perfect, and everyone wished they were me. That is, until the 10th grade, when Mom's company stock crashed one day and she was left with nothing. We were gonna lose our house! I decided to ask my friends for help, but that's when they all revealed their true nature.
So sorry, Elena, but we're facing financial problems too.
I want to assist, but my dad works incredibly hard, and I doubt he'll give your mom any money. He always claims she got wealthy purely by chance.
Luck? My mom works really.
Your mom works really hard? I don't think so, and Dad's right. Now go away, please. We don't have all day for you to finish your sentence.
Gosh, people could change so fast. We did lose the house, and Mom decided to send me to her hometown to live with a friend for a while. Though I hated the idea of being away from her, I agreed for her sake. By the time I landed at the airport, I was already homesick. But just then I saw a boy my age holding a placard with my name. Hey, you must be here for me. Wow, it's really hot here. Wait, aren't you gonna pick up my bags?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Where are my manners? I'm Gabriel, and guess what? I'm not your servant, so pick them up yourself.
How rude! I carried my bags and followed him outside, only to find a donkey. Where's the sea car?
Gosh, you sound like a broken record. That's your ride, princess, so hop on.
That was my first experience on a donkey cart. I didn't mind, but the entire journey I felt like hitting this boy Gabriel for mocking me. Mom's friend was delightful, though. She embraced me the moment she saw me and then led me to a tiny room. This is so cute! My cat has a room just like this.
I had to leave my room for this city brat. Look, if you don't like it, you can always sleep in the basement. It's got lots of space. And pets too. A family of rats.
What a jerk. I wouldn't have lasted a day there without his amazing mom. And I mostly tried to pretend he didn't exist. A week later, I started school. And surprisingly, I made friends instantly. But soon I discovered why. All the girls wanted to know what it was like living under the same roof as Gabriel. Not great, because he's a moron.
A handsome moron!
A few days later, our school was having a football match, and I volunteered as the water girl. Gabriel was team captain, and all the girls were chanting his name. Geez, so lame! Sure, he was handsome, but just a little. I was so busy looking at him that I didn't notice this player trying to catch a ball. And he crashed straight into me. Are you trying to kill me? Watch where you're going!
Great advice, I'll remember it for next time.
He just smiled like an idiot. And before running off, he winked at me. The next day, I saw the same player outside my school, with thousands of roses. As soon as he spotted me, his silly smile was back.
Hey, beautiful, these are for you. By the way, I'm Nova.
Wow, that's a lot of roses. Thanks. Nova was on the football team of another school, but he just turned up outside every day to ask me out. I kept saying no, but he wasn't taking it. And then one day at home, I saw a car pull up outside with Nova in the back seat. But just then I saw Gabriel's mum go to the car. And the driver stepped out, handed her an envelope, and left. What was that all about? Later I asked Gabriel's mum, and she told me her husband used to work for Nova's dad. And even after he was gone, the family kept helping her with money. They were even paying for Gabriel's school. Wow! That made me see Nova in a different light. So the next time he asked me out, I said yes. When Nova picked me up for our first date, he said, "I was surprised. This is where you live. How do you know these people?" I told him everything about why I had moved here.
I'm sorry, that sounds tough. But just be careful of that Gabriel.
What do you mean?
Gabriel's dad worked for us, and we'd play together as kids. But I always felt like he resented us, especially me. Like he hates me because I was born rich and he wasn't. I'm sure he has nothing nice to say about me, even after everything my family does for him.
I didn't have trouble believing that. Gabriel was always mocking me too, for being some rich brat. My date with Nova was totally unexpected. Instead of taking me to some fancy restaurant, he took me to a soup kitchen for the homeless, and we signed up as volunteers.
I always come here when I want to do something special. Feels good, doesn't it?
This boy was so sweet. When he dropped me back home, I found Gabriel on the porch.
Seriously? You're dating Nova? Did the rest of the male population die?
What's your problem? He's a nice guy.
Oh, yeah? So where'd you go on a date? Was it an orphanage this time? Or a pet shelter to see some poor puppies? That's the kind of stuff he does on first dates to impress girls.
I don't expect you to understand what it means to be genuinely nice.
I didn't expect you to be this dumb. But hey, you surprised me. Actually, you guys deserve each other. Two spoiled brats.
Nova was right about him. He sounded so judgy and bitter. I started going out with Nova and was having a good time, but he was always too generous with fancy dinners and gifts, which made me uncomfortable. Nova, I wish you wouldn't. I can't give you gifts like these.
I'm not expecting anything. But I can spoil my girlfriend, can't I?
He gently kissed me for the first time. And I didn't exactly feel sparks. And I felt he was falling for me much too fast. The next morning, I didn't see Gabriel or his mom anywhere. And then I found them both in her room. She was in bed with a high fever. When we called the doctor, he said she'd caught some virus. He advised us to stay home from school for 2 weeks too. I really wanted to help in some way, so I made soup for her. I was carrying it up to her room when Gabriel stopped me.
What's that?
It's soup. Mom would give this to me when I was sick.
No, thanks. You're not giving that to my mom. How would you know how to cook anything when you never had to lift a finger?
And suddenly I snapped. Gabriel, can you just shut up for once? Yeah, I used to be rich. It's not a crime, and I'm not useless and spoiled. I pushed him aside and went up with the tray. Gosh, I was so sick of him. Later at night, there was a knock on my door, and Gabriel peeked in.
I'm sorry about earlier. I shouldn't have spoken to you like that.
Yeah, you shouldn't have, but it's okay. I get that you're worried about your mom.
Yeah, but I haven't been very nice to you. I'll be better.
After that day, Gabriel and I kinda became friends. We took turns caring for his mom and doing household chores. And at night, we'd sit outside and talk for hours. He was sweet and simple and was really starting to grow on me. 2 weeks flew by and his mom recovered completely. One day, Gabriel was working in the garden while I was reading and observing how good he looked, when suddenly he spoke.
Hey, Elena, can you check if the water is coming from the hose? I don't know if it's broken or...
Just as I picked it up, water came gushing straight at my face, and Gabriel was laughing like crazy.
Gosh, you are so easy to trick.
I picked up a handful of mud as he ran off. As I was chasing him, he tripped and fell, and then I rubbed the mud all over his face.
What are you doing to her? Jerk!
Nova was about to attack Gabriel when I stopped him. Hey, we were just playing. I started it.
And why were you doing that? Did you forget I was picking you up for dinner?
You're gonna tell her what she can and can't do now.
The boys looked ready to kill each other. So I dragged Nova aside and told him to wait in the car while I cleaned up. I had totally forgotten about dinner at his place. Nova lived in a mansion with his dad, who welcomed me warmly.
You're living with Gabriel and his mom, right? His father was a close friend of mine.
Friend? Come on, Dad, he was our servant. Dad's really soft-hearted and likes helping people. Gabriel would have never gone to school if it weren't for him.
And I'm glad I helped because that boy is hardworking and will make something of himself. Unlike some entitled rich kids I know.
Just then his dad excused himself and Nova flung his plate at the wall.
This is what happens every time I bring that jerk up. Dad has always liked Gabriel more than me.
I'm sure that's not true.
Don't think I'm blind or stupid. You like Gabriel more too, don't you? You've been avoiding me for 2 weeks just to spend more time with him.
Are you crazy? I told you his mom was unwell.
Liar!
I stared at him in shock and he suddenly snapped out of his anger.
Elena, I'm sorry.
I'd like to go home, please. I felt shaken. On my way back, Nova was turning out to be really strange. And at home, Gabriel was sitting in the kitchen with an unpleasant face.
You're back early.
Were you waiting for me?
Yeah, waiting to tell you that you're an idiot for dating Nova. He's fake and horrible. Why can't you see that? Are you blinded by his expensive gifts or too impressed by his mansion?
I was gonna tell him I was breaking up with Nova, but that made me so mad. There you are. Back to being a jerk. Mind your own business, Gabriel. And don't talk to me. Gabriel and I stopped talking after that day, and I broke up with Nova too. He kept begging me to forgive him, but I held my ground. He was just too much. A few days later, Mom called me with the most amazing news. Her company was up and running again, and she wanted me to come home. I decided I'd leave right after the final exams the next week. There was nothing keeping me here. Anyway, after exam week, there was a big football match between our school and Nova's, and I made sure to sit far behind on the bleachers so he wouldn't spot me. The match was an intense one. Gabriel and Nova kept butting heads on the field and almost broke into a fight. But our team won by a large margin, and Nova stormed off the field furiously. Gabriel looked so happy, and I wanted to congratulate him. I thought I'd catch him outside the locker room. But I walked into the building to find 2 guys pinning him against the wall as Nova punched him. Stop it! Nova, don't hurt him! Nova turned to me with crazy eyes.
Oh, how worried you are now. But you didn't care when you hurt me. I know you broke up with me because you have feelings for this worm. After all that money I spent on you. I thought because you were rich once you'd have some class, but you're just cheap.
You're a psycho. And yeah, I like Gabriel a lot. Now I understand why your dad likes him better.
You'll pay for saying that. I'll make sure Dad stops giving them any money. I'll convince him. You'll see.
No, you won't, Nova, because I've seen everything I needed to, and I am so disappointed in you.
We turned around to see Nova's dad, who'd come to see the match, and he looked furious. He grabbed Nova's arm and led him away. Gabriel, are you okay? Yours face.
I'm fine, Elena.
I should have listened to you about Nova.
No, I was unfair and mean to you, and I'm really sorry about what you said back there. Is it true?
Which part?
The part where you said you like me a lot.
Yeah, I like you. Big deal.
Like me because I like you?
I guess it's just you then. He grinned and pulled me in for a kiss, and it was perfect.
Hello, I'm Lely, hailing from Florida. Please like and subscribe. Throughout my life, I've enjoyed a typical routine centered around 3 essentials: food, friends, and basketball. When I reached 14, I realized I wanted to join my high school team.
Girls playing basketball. Ha ha ha, please.
I threw the ball at them to show them my skills. But right then, this girl walked in its path.
You missed. You do better as a cheerleader.
I ignored them and rushed over to her. I am so sorry. Are you okay?
No worries, I'm fine. But guess what? I know the combinations to their lockers. I noticed how those jerks were behaving, and I was actually on my way to confront them.
Yeah, those boys make me so mad.
But I say don't get mad, get ants!
Daisy and I filled their jerseys and couldn't help but laugh as we watched them squirm and swat while trying to explain to the coach.
I'm Daisy, by the way. Nice to meet you.
I'm Lily. We've been partners in mischief ever since, making prank calls to our classmates and baking cupcakes with gummy worms for the bake sale just to irritate the snooty girls. Typical high school antics. However, things changed when I reached my sophomore year. One day, I was running late for class but desperately needed to use the restroom. As I exited the stall, I encountered this stunning, dark-haired boy with the most captivating green eyes. "This is the ladies' room."
Scusi?
"Sushi in the bathroom?" Then he pointed to the wall, and I realized I was in the wrong place. Oops, I was in such a rush. "Hey, you must be one of the exchange students. Where are you from?"
Italia.
"Oh, do you speak any, English?" "Well, I know some Italian too. Una mattina mi sono alzato. Oh, bella. Ciao, bella. Ciao, bella. Ciao, 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 ciao."
Who told you that if you slow down and speak louder that someone will understand your language better?
"Oh, so you're a comedian? Well, do you understand sign language? 'Cause I've got a gesture for you." "Relax, everyone. I'm keeping it PG. Talk to the hand."
Oh, don't be like that. Just thought you were cute and I was messing with you. Don't go.
I stormed out, but he grabbed my hand to stop me, knocking my phone on the floor. And when we both went to pick it up, I accidentally headbutted him on the way back up.
Ow, I think you broke my nose.
Just then the bell rang, and I couldn't be late again to Miss Sanders' class. "Sorry, I don't have a tissue, but this tampon may help. You'll be fine." I made it to class 15 seconds after the bell rang, and I couldn't wait to tell Daisy. But just as I was about to give her the deets, he walked in.
"Class! I'd like to welcome one of our new exchange students. Holy moly."
She asked if anyone would volunteer to take him to the nurse, and Daisy's hand shot up in the air like a rocket. But Miss Dander pointed at me.
"Since you were late to your seat, perhaps you need a lesson in thinking of others, not just yourself."
"Come on, holy moly, let's get you all better." As I walked into the nursery's office, he kept trying to talk to me.
I'm Billy, so I'd...
But I knew like this I might fall for his charms. So I panicked and pinched his arm to get him to stop talking.
Ow!
"Oh look, here we are, bye." And after school, all the girls, even Daisy, started gushing about how gorgeous Billy was.
I mean, even with his nose all bandaged up, he's so dreamy.
The next day, I was having lunch with Daisy when we saw Billy talking up some of the cheer squad. I bet he loves the attention. Ugh, he's such a flirt. Then we heard a familiar voice behind us.
Yes, he is.
Am I having the side effects of today's lunch food, or is he in two places at once?
Oh, that's my twin brother. You're Blaine.
Daisy and I were both shocked. I was glad Billy wasn't a flirt. But then my brain was working overtime on a plan as Blaine walked towards Daisy. Billy for me. Blaine for Daisy. Woohoo! We'd be one big family. I gave Daisy an encouraging look, signaling her to talk to Blaine, but she didn't utter a word.
Blaine, this is Daisy and Lily. Hey, Lily.
Not only do they look alike, they sound the same too.
So you're the one I can thank for making me the better-looking twin.
It looked like the entire cheer squad agrees with you. So Blaine, you know if you want to pass your classes you need a study buddy. I mean, Daisy here is a whiz. Right, Daisy?
Yeah, let's have a study group. We'll meet you guys at the library after school tomorrow.
As we walked away, I turned to Daisy. Oh my God, did you see how Blaine was staring at you?
I don't know, Lily, I just met him.
So the next day, I gave Daisy an awesome makeover, and I added 12 more layers of lip gloss when trying for the 13th layer. This gloss will last for a whole week. Now let's go. Our study date was amazing. I found out that Billy was really sweet. I talked to him all the time. And Daisy kinda looked happy with Blaine too. Then one day, I hopped to the store to grab snacks for our library session. And as I was reaching for the top shelf, I felt someone slap me on the butt. No way was I gonna let some random weirdo do that. So I whipped around and went full demon karate girl on the guy. But as I kicked him, I realized it was Blaine.
Ow!
What the heck, dude? He pointed to a cockroach on the floor that apparently had been crawling on my butt. You could have just told me.
Okay, but you should be thankful.
Thankful? You should apologize to me.
Ha, why don't you just leave?
You can't tell me to leave. This isn't your family store, you know. My dad could buy this store for me with a snap of his fingers.
Oh, really? My family is richer than yours. We use $100 bills as napkins. And I have even more money in my piggy bank than you have in your entire bank.
He waved his card at me before he put it in his back pocket. I sneakily swapped it with my library card when I purposely knocked into him. Walked out of the store, huh? Not for long. I was the first one to arrive at the library, and just as I reached for the book, I felt a hand sweep across mine. It was Billy. but I turned around too quickly, and the book fell on his head.
Ah, you had to pick the biggest book in the library.
Well, what's up with the sneak attack?
I thought I could admire your pretty face in secret.
Really? Now? I hope my pretty face doesn't blind you. He laughed and we talked about basketball. Suddenly, his eyes twinkled and he leaned closer to me. My heart raced as I realized he was going to kiss me. And just then, he sneezed right on my face. He quickly tore some pages out of the book and handed it to me. Ew, yuck!
I'm so sorry. Here, wipe your face on that.
And what's worse, the librarian saw us and threw us out. Just then, he pulled the tape off of his nose. Blaine, you jerk!
Sorry, Billy's not gonna make it today. He's with Mom, so I decided to pay you back for the card switcheroo you pulled on me. You can imagine how embarrassing it was. Try to pay for food with my library card.
Blaine held up my card, but as I went to grab it, he moved and held it above his head so I couldn't reach it.
What's the matter? You can't take it out of my hand?
You forget, I'm a basketballer. I tackled him to the ground.
Jeez, girl, you've got moves.
Don't try to butter me up now that I've taken you down. I'm serious.
You know, my dad's got connections with sports agents. If you want me to set you up with a meeting, but it has to wait, cause I'm enjoying this closeness with you.
Oh my God, is he flirting with me?
We
were trying to get up from the floor, but my foot twitched and I fell, causing Blaine to go over me. Then he touched my face. Wait, stop! I like Billy. Or do I? Or I like Blaine. I'm so confused. Guys, help me out here. What should I do? And we kissed. You guys did say kiss him, right? It was amazing. But I pulled away when I remembered Daisy was supposed to be with Blaine. Too late, though, because she showed up just in time to see us kiss.
What's going on? I thought you...
She looked so betrayed. I couldn't think of anything better, so I faked a stomachache. Ugh, it's bad tacos. I dashed off, but Daisy had enough and she ran after me.
Don't you dare run away. Just tell me, why did you kiss him?
It wasn't a kiss. We were. He was giving me CPR.
What?
Yeah. Remember when I puked in Miss Dander's exam? I had just found out that I had cancer. And today I fainted. So he was helping me. I kept it to myself, not wanting anyone to pity me. But Daisy, how could you think of me like that? I felt bad for lying, but I truly didn't want to ruin our friendship. I would have to cover up for now, but soon I would tell her the truth, and we could laugh about it.
Oh my God, Lily, I'm so sorry. I was so wrong. Please forgive me.
Seriously? You're using my shirt as a snot wiper? The next day at school, Blaine brushed his hand against mine as he walked by. My heart skipped a beat. I was confused about why I didn't feel the same around Billy. I shrugged it off and looked for Daisy.
What do you need? You want to hold my hand? A bottle of water!
See? This is why I didn't tell you. I don't want you to treat me any differently. And don't tell anyone either.
Okay? You got it, bestie. I have an idea. Why don't we go to my family's cabin by the lake this weekend? We can have a fun slumber party like we used to.
Absolutely! That weekend, Daisy picked me up. But when we got home to the cabin, I was shocked to see Billy and Blaine were already there.
Surprise! I thought now you could have Billy, and I'll just hang out with Blaine.
I was so on edge around Billy and Blaine, we unpacked our stuff and we were about to make dinner when Billy grabbed the pan.
I'll be making a special dinner for someone special tonight. I don't think anyone wants food poisoning, so I'll be making dinner tonight for my special lady. Oh, really? Your special lady? You have no idea what me and Lily have. So you better shut your pie hole or I'll do it for you.
Daisy was stunned, and Billy took a tampon out of his pocket and shoved it in Blaine's ear.
A tampon? I knew you punched her like a girl, but this is a whole other level. Actually, it was a gift from Lely, so I'd like it back.
I was supposed to spend the weekend with my friend, forget about boys, and get everything back to normal. But instead, everything was falling apart. So I just snuck out for some time to think. I must have walked for a while because I wound up on a road that clearly hadn't been used in months. Then suddenly, I heard a woman yelling for help. As I approached, I saw a woman on the ground. I rushed over to help. "Are you okay?" I knelt down to see that her foot had been badly injured and was stuck in a hole. "Hold still. I think I can use a branch to pry you loose." I freed her from the hole and took her to the hospital for treatment. But she needed blood, and luckily, I was a match. When she woke up, she called me over.
"You are an angel. I would have surely been there for a month if you hadn't saved me. If I had a daughter, she'd be just like you."
As she hugged me, I fought back the tears, thinking of how much I missed having my mom around. No matter what you do or how rich you are, there's no replacement for a mother's love.
My sons forgot their undies, so I tried Google Maps to reach them, but I got lost. I just called them, and they should be here soon. You know, I am so proud that nothing can come between them, and they are always together and take such good care of me.
Just then, Daisy, Billy, and Blaine showed up.
Mom!
Wait, these are your sons? Blaine rushed for medicines and Billy came to hug me.
I was so worried about you. I'm glad you're okay.
But as I hugged him, I realized I was looking over his shoulder with my eyes glued to Blaine. It was then I knew that Blaine was the one, and also that I would have to give him up. I whispered in Billy's ear, I care so much about you, both of you, but I need to let you both go.
Why? I don't understand.
I can't be the reason that anything comes between you two. Just reminded me how important family is. Please tell Blaine for me. My lie got busted when the doctor told them that I gave the blood, and Daisy heard it and looked so disappointed. I couldn't face Daisy, so I ran away and decided to escape to Europe and complete my high school years there, something my dad had always wanted me to do. But before leaving, I sent a long email to Daisy apologizing for not being the friend she deserved and telling her my true feelings for Blaine. Then, with tears in my eyes, I deleted all the accounts, knowing that I'd never be able to tell Blaine how I felt. It hurts bad, but I thought it was just better for all of us. Years later, I had graduated from medical college and came back home to set up my pediatric practice. I had only been open for a few weeks when Billy and Daisy walked in with their twin baby girls.
We heard you were back in town and we needed a good pediatrician.
And you thought of me. She gave me a shove so hard that we both started bawling and ended up hugging. Through her tears, she told me how much she'd been missing me. Have you both forgiven me?
Of course, Lily. I mean, after all, you're the reason we wound up together. We realized how much we had in common and love blossomed from there. We sent you a wedding invitation but never heard back.
I had all my mail forwarded to my dad's house. I still haven't gone through any of it, but I'm sorry I missed it. I'm sure it was beautiful.
Well, you have an open invitation to come by anytime to look at the wedding album.
She'll take any excuse to break that out and show people we've gone through 3 mailmen.
Oh, sweetie!
That night, I swung by my dad's old house to go through all the mail and find the invitation. But what I found instead shocked me to my core. Hundreds of letters from Blaine. Once I started reading them, I was so happy. He had been waiting for me and writing to me all these years, telling me how much he loved me. I Googled the return address on the letters and rushed over to his house and banged on the door excitedly. Blaine, I know it's late, but you're not going to believe I just got all your letters. The door opened and my heart pounded. I went to hug him, but stopped suddenly when I saw a beautiful girl had answered the door.
Can I help you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Lily, just an old friend of Blaine's, and I just stopped by to say, hi.
He's not home right now, but do you want me to tell him that you stopped by?
I was crushed. My heart sank to the bottom of my chest, and I could barely get the words out. No, thank you. I stopped my car at the basketball court at my high school. I was so heartbroken that I just sat and cried until I felt someone behind me. It was Blaine.
What's the matter? Did you try to buy food with a library card? 'Cause I can tell you from personal experience that doesn't work.
I got your letters, but I'm too late.
Well, I'm no expert, but I think ghosting someone for a few years does qualify as very late.
Blaine took my hand. How did you find me here?
When my mom's assistant said you were at the door, I figured I'd find you here.
I felt a wave of relief wash over me, knowing about her. I'm so sorry, Blaine, and I can't find the words to say how much I
love you too, Lily.
We were leaning in for a kiss when a basketball suddenly came flying our way. Blaine grabbed it, tossing it to me.
Care for a little match, Lily?
Hi, I'm Lely, and I'm your typical high school nerd. Except I have a very big secret. Want to know more? Stick around. And yeah, like and subscribe to my channel. I lived with my parents and twin sister, Catherine. During my upbringing, I was an extremely quiet child and mostly stayed to myself. I read books and achieved perfect grades. However, Catherine was entirely different. She was the school's queen bee, exceptionally beautiful. And each week, she would date a new boy who would instantly fall for her.
You are so perfect, Catherine. I love you.
Aw, sweetie, you're not too bad yourself. I love your, smile.
I love your smile and your eyes and your perfect little hands. I love everything about you.
Can you guys go and be irritating somewhere else? I'm trying to do my homework and your sweet talk is making me queasy.
Are we making you jealous? Because honestly, the only guy you'd ever kiss is your stuffed panda.
At least he's permanent. Unlike the losers you date for 2 weeks, then dump and file restraining orders against because they end up stalking you. I wonder what will become of this new arm candy. A piece of advice, lover boy. Run before it's too late. Catherine threw a cushion at my head and left, and I couldn't help but giggle. But she wasn't entirely wrong. I was a bit envious of her. Even though I was smarter and more composed than Catherine, I was always known as the other twin or the nerdy one. No guy ever gave me the same kind of attention as Catherine. Well, no one except Sid. He was the spoiled son of a wealthy industrialist and was really popular for his silly pranks in school. The first time I saw him was on the first day of high school when he rollerbladed into me in the school hallway, and we both landed on our butts.
Wow! I've never seen anyone like you before.
Really?
Of course. I mean, how many people can be as stupid and blind as you are? You've got to be someone special.
Excuse me, but you crashed into me. You should be apologizing.
You're right. Where are my manners? I'm sorry for calling you blind. 'Cause you also have an incredibly twitchy face, and you sound like a pregnant horse when you talk. Now I know I'm very handsome, and you'd rather spend your day staring at me, but I'm late for class.
And Sid just pushed past me and left. I was hoping to never run into him again. But then I walked into the class, and the teacher introduced him as the new student. To make things worse, she appointed me as his student tutor to bring him up to date with the classes. Later, as I sat with Sid in the library, I saw him staring at me funny.
You must be so happy.
What makes you say that?
Come on. I saw how you were staring at me in the hallway. You like me, and it's cool. So how about we ditch these books and make out?
How about I punch your face and fracture your nose?
My plan's better.
Sid slid to my side and our faces were inches apart.
Do you always smell like this?
Like what?
Like a mix of poop and garlic. Your breath stinks.
What the heck? I thought with time, Sid would find a new target. But a whole year went by and he only got more annoying in my locker and it chewed all my books. And another time, Sid pulled out a fake snake from his bag and threw it in my face in the middle of a chemistry class. I got spooked, tripped, and crashed into a table full of chemicals. We couldn't enter the lab for a whole week thanks to the smell of rotten eggs. But despite everything, I had one thing going on right. My secret matchmaking website. I was Mrs. Cupid, famous for giving advice to anonymous kids who are suffering in their love life. Dear Miss Cupid, I have a crush on this mega hot chick. But since she's the most popular girl in school, she never notices me. How do I get her to date me? Dear Agent Hot Abs, I'm sorry, but the only way you'll get a girl like that to date you is in your dreams. But try the Math Club, Drama Club, and Polar Bear Rides Club. You've got a lot of pretty girls in there. And a month later, Agent Hot Abs confirmed that he was dating a theater club girl. Another time, I got an email from the bimbo babe. Dear Miss Cupid, I want a boyfriend, but I don't want to sound too desperate. What should I do? Dear Bimbo. Babe, if you're writing this email, it means you're already desperate, and something about your name tells me you're not too smart either. Try searching the library for some hot geeks. This way you can find a date and maybe learn a thing or two. Win-win. Dating someone too. Another score for Miss Cupid. I'm making your dreams come true.
There you are!
I jumped in shock as Sid walked up from behind me and I shut my laptop.
What you hiding on that computer? Are you stalking me on Instagram? I knew it, you have a crush on me.
I don't! Now stop snooping around and leave!
Not so soon.
Sid snatched the laptop from my hand. I tried to get it back, but that sleaze bag wouldn't let go. Finally, the laptop fell on the ground and the screen flew open.
No way! You're Mrs. Cupid! You give advice to corny teenagers. Oh my god, I'm dying. I think I might have coughed up a lung.
Shut up, you moron. And yeah, I am Mrs. Cupid, but if you tell anybody, I swear I will end you.
I won't tell anyone if you agree to set me up with someone. I know you're probably wondering why a hot guy like me would need your help, but I want to see how good you are.
I'd rather eat a bag of worms than help you. Suddenly, Sid ran out of the door and screamed into the school hallway.
Hey everybody, our grand school Mandy Mrs. Cupid is none other than...
I covered his mouth and yanked him back into the classroom. Why are you doing this? You haven't dated a single girl this whole year and now suddenly you want a girlfriend?
Maybe I'm bored and this could be a welcome change. Now, do we have a deal?
Ugh, I hate this, but fine. I'll find a date for you. And if you two hit it off, you have to promise to permanently get off my back.
Whatever you say, princess.
I know it was probably the worst idea to help Sid, but I also didn't want anyone to find out I was Miss Cupid. It was the one good thing in my life. I wasn't going to let all my hard work go down the drain. So I sat up all night trying to find the perfect match for Sid. And the next day, I arranged a few dates for Sid, but they all ended up in massive disasters.
Have you seen my new rubber chicken collection?
You're what?
Rubber chicken, you know, the one you squeeze and it makes a sound. Let me show you an example.
I'm a dorky chick.
Okay. Actually, I just remembered I have to take my cat for a manicure. See you around.
And we never saw her again. The next day, Sid met another girl at a burger joint and sneakily placed his dumb rubber chicken in her food. Just as she took a bite, the toy made a sound and she almost passed out. This happened a few more times before I finally lost my mind and cornered Sid. What's the matter with you? And what's with this stupid obsession with rubber chickens?
What? I really like them. And if I can't share my passion, what's even the point of having a girlfriend?
If you really want this to work, you've got to step up your date game. Carrying chicken toys to dates is not how you woo a girl.
Really? Then how do you woo a girl?
Sid came closer, staring into my eyes, and for a second I forgot how to breathe. But then he just pulled my laptop closer and stared at the screen.
Oh, this one sounds interesting. Dear Cupid Lovelock, I'm tired of dating the same guy over and over again. Find me someone different. Bored Anonymous.
Yeah, cool. Now sit back and let me work my magic. I texted Bored Anonymous that the boy she was looking for would meet her in the library with a red book in hand. And the next day, Sid sat at the desk with the book while I hid behind the wall waiting for Bored Anonymous to show up. I almost threw up when I saw Catherine walk in and she went straight to Sid. She was Bored Anonymous.
Mind if I take this seat?
I don't see why not.
Catherine pulled out a chair and I waited for Sid to do something stupid. But surprisingly, they got along really well. They were cracking up at Sid's jokes and Sid was blushing like a stupid girl. And weirdly enough, I started feeling kinda jealous watching them together. I was still lost in my thoughts when Sid walked over.
That went well.
You don't actually think you can date my sister, do you?
Why? Catherine is fun, cool, and pretty to look at. Why should I not date her?
Because you guys are totally different and she's known to crush boys and walk all over them.
That was before she met me. I'm gonna steal her heart and she won't know what hit her. In fact, she just asked me to be her date at this super cool party, and I think I'm going to go.
Guess what? I'll be there too, with my boyfriend.
You know you can't bring an imaginary person to a party, right?
He's not imaginary. He's a very real person, you'll see.
I can't wait!
Neither can I. And yeah, don't forget your rubber chickens. I walked away feeling kind of miserable. I had less than 5 hours to find myself a boyfriend. So I just asked one of the guys from the chemistry class to be my date, and he said yes. The party was nice and I was having a good time until Sid showed up with Catherine on his arm and sat right next to me and my date.
Oh, my sweet honey buns, I could stare into your eyes forever.
I can stare deeper.
I can stare into your soul and I can say you're an angel.
That doesn't even make any sense.
It's a metaphor.
It's stupid. Are you two done? Because I want to dance. Sid, come on. We'll join you.
But I don't know how to dance.
Just follow my lead. I dragged my date, but he kept missing steps. Banged into a bunch of people. At one point, he stomped on my feet so bad I had to sit down with an ice pack. I didn't see Sid and Catherine after that, and the next day they were officially dating. Sid was so lost in Catherine's love, he didn't pay any attention to me. No pranks, no rude comments, not even a glance, and it made me so mad. But I knew it was only a matter of days till Catherine would dump Sid. Despite our weird relationship, he was kinda the only friend I had, and I didn't want him to end up hating me after Catherine dumped him. So I tried talking to Catherine about it. So you and Sid, huh? When are you dumping him?
Not this time. I actually like this guy and I think I'm gonna stick around.
But he's so uncultured and weird. And I might warn you, he has an unhealthy obsession with rubber chicken toys. It's bizarre.
So he's a funny guy. And why are you so interested in Sid anyway? You never paid attention to the guys I've dated in the past.
I'm just looking out for you.
Yeah, right. Stop prying and mind your own business.
Catherine catwalked her way out of the room, and I kept thinking about what she said. Why was it bothering me so much that Sid was dating Catherine? Did I have feelings for him? Oh no. Yuck. I just shoved whatever stupid thoughts I had aside and decided to focus on my studies. But my concentration was all over the place. Then one day I was in the library breaking my head over some complicated math equation when someone pulled my notebook. Sid, give that back.
I will when you tell me. Why are you so mad at me?
Why would I be mad at you? Do I look mad at you? You and I are not friends. That I'll be mad enough to be mad at you. That'll be madness. And I'm not that mad. I grabbed my book and turned to leave, but Sid got in the way.
I'm not done talking. Did you tell Catherine that I'm uncultured and weird?
Maybe.
Why?
Because it's the truth. You are weird and creepy, and you don't care about anyone's feelings. Remember how you chased me around for a year saying the stupidest things? And now that you have a girlfriend, it's like I don't even exist.
I thought you wanted me to back off, and now you're bothered by it. What do you want, Lely?
Don't know. Okay, maybe I'm just mad at you for not even saying a thank you. If not for me, Catherine would never date a rubber chicken-loving brat like you.
Fine, thank you. Happy now? Anyway, I came here to ask your opinion on this necklace I got for Catherine for prom, but I guess it was a stupid mistake.
Glad to know that. There's something you can figure out on your own. Sid and I didn't talk after that. And I just spent most of my days locked up in my room, eating tubs of ice cream and watching Luna Avatar. Watching these stories made me realize how stupid I was to chase a guy who didn't even like me. So I decided to keep my self-respect and forget about Sid, even though it broke my heart. Then, a few days later, it was prom, and I decided not to go. I was casually sitting in my living room when I heard a car pull up in the driveway. I peeked outside the window and saw Catherine kissing some guy who looked nothing like Sid. What the heck was that?
It's called none of your business.
No, it's called cheating. You're dating Sid, remember? Your boyfriend? Ex-boyfriend, I've decided to dump him. So he doesn't actually know? Catherine, he genuinely likes you.
Well, they all do. I'm literally perfect. But you know me. I get bored so easily. And this Sid was a total freak. He keeps annoying me with those stupid rubber chicken toys, and all he ever did was joke and talk and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I can just drop him a text now.
Catherine pulled out her phone, but I just snatched it and threw it away. And then I pounced on her like a wild cat while she struggled to push me away. Finally, my parents walked in and threw me off. I can't believe I thought you're capable of changing. I should have fought harder for Sid. I should have just asked him not to date you when I figured you were bored.
How did you... Miss Cupid? Oh my god, you liar! I should have known it was you. Only someone too lame to get a boyfriend would have so much time to find boyfriends for others.
You're calling me a liar? What about you, you cheating, backstabbing witch?
At least I have a life. All you have is this desperate attempt to save your sanity.
I will kick your butt like a bazooka. I charged at Catherine one more time, but before I could grab her, Dad screamed at us to stop. Then suddenly he fell to the ground unconscious. We immediately called 911 and took him to the hospital. Apparently, Dad had been under tremendous work stress that impacted his heart, and now he needed immediate surgery. But it was really expensive, and we didn't have that kind of money. Mom had some savings, but it wasn't enough. So Catherine asked her friends for help, but she was only met with more closed doors. We were running out of options when the nurse told us that someone had paid our bill in full. What? Who? The donor wants to keep his name anonymous. Sorry. With the bill being finally paid, Dad went into surgery, and thankfully it was successful. I was happy and I couldn't stop thinking about this anonymous donor. So I waited for everyone to sleep and then slowly made my way to the computer in the reception area. I typed in Dad's name and the bill had no name, but it did have a number. Sid's. Sid paid the bill. I can't believe this. He must really like you a lot.
I don't think he did this for me, dummy. I've seen the way he looks at you. He likes you. And I definitely know you like him.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry. Now go before it's too late. Yeah, don't ask Miss Cupid for help. She kind of sucks.
I smiled and rushed out of the hospital. But it was too late at night and I couldn't find a cab. Disappointed, I was headed back to the hospital when I noticed a car in the parking lot and Sid sleeping inside it. I walked over and banged on the window.
What? What? I have a weapon! Lely?
Sid stepped out of the car, and I immediately hugged him. Thank you for saving my dad. I don't know what would have happened if you hadn't stepped in. But what are you doing in the parking lot?
I stuck around in case you needed more help. Listen, Lely, there's something you should know. I like you. I was stupid to be playing games with you to begin with, but I thought you weren't interested in me. I started dating your sister to get some reaction out of you, and I did get a bit infatuated with her, but I started seeing her true color soon enough, before she even dumped me. I know I was crazy, and should have just told you I like you in the first place, but...
Hey, I like you too! Always have. But I needed you to date Catherine to finally see that.
Guess we both kinda messed up.
We can still make it, right?
I'd like that.
Sid leaned in, and I was sure he was going to kiss me this time. But instead, he handed me a rubber chicken. You really know how to woo a girl?
While Mom was at work, I crept into her bedroom and searched her closet and all her drawers for evidence of something. I lifted up a blanket from her bed and almost had a heart attack. Hi, I'm Nancy from China. See, my mom, she was the prettiest girl in our whole town. She literally won the Chinese beauty pageant 5 years in a row and became rich from it. Everyone would stop her in the streets to tell her how beautiful she was. Best of all, Dad adored Mom to bits and was always showering her with gifts. And then I was born.
Oh, darling, she looks exactly like you. Same lips and cheeks.
You and Nancy should compete in pageants together when she gets older.
Well, that's exactly what we did. When I was 3, Mom and I competed in duo pageants, winning every time and soaking out the glory. Then one day, when I was 10, I was in my dressing room when I heard Mom had to be rushed to the hospital.
What's going on? Is she hurt?
It's her skin. It's become completely wrinkled and inflamed. The doctors think she has a rare and untreatable condition.
What do you mean untreatable? I want to see my mom. Now!
No, Nancy, the pageant is in 3 minutes. You'll have to go on without her.
I was totally powerless, but I did end up winning first prize. Sadly, everyone was too depressed to celebrate. Mom looked like a freaking 80-year-old with red lumps on her face.
It's obvious. I won't be able to compete with you anymore. Look at me.
Mom, don't talk that way. Hell will always be beautiful in my eyes.
Oh, spare me. Nancy, I don't want your pity. I felt so awful.
And as I continued competing in pageants, people constantly compared me to my mom, especially my grandma.
It's heartbreaking what happened to my daughter's skin. It's too upsetting for me to visit her these days. At least you look the way she used to.
Their comments made me furious. I could feel Mom's growing resentment. Worst of all, the tension was affecting my parents' relationship, and they started fighting all the time. Finally, when I was 16, my parents divorced. Mom got custody since she'd been my primary caretaker, and it was then I decided I'd had enough.
I don't want to be in pageants anymore, Mom. I only did them in the first place because of you. And I don't like how bitter and jealous you get every time I compete.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Why would I be jealous of my own daughter?
Gee, good question. All I know is it just got worse as I got older.
I quit pageants, and then Mom decided to move to the US, which was a big adjustment. And as soon as we settled, she became even more of a nightmare to be around.
That's a disgusting amount of makeup.
But I'm just wearing lip gloss.
Well, you're wearing too much for a girl your age. Wash it off right this second. I don't understand how you can eat all those pancakes and not blow up like a balloon.
Enjoy it while you can. Luckily, my new school became much happier than my home life. One day at school, I asked around to see if I could get an English tutor, since I still wasn't comfortable with the language. All the kids recommended the same guy, someone named Gavin.
He tutors for volunteer hours so it won't cost you anything.
Plus, he's gorgeous. Every girl at school has a crush on him.
Oh, well, I'm not looking to date at the moment. I just want to pass my classes.
But when I met Gavin in the library that day, my heart skipped 10 beats. He looked like a storybook prince. How could I concentrate on homework with that smoke show up in my space?
Are you okay? Your cheeks are bright red and you look adorable.
I do not look adorable. I mean, can we get to work, please? My homework isn't going to do itself.
We sat down to study, and I had to admit, Gavin was as brilliant as he was handsome. But when I started doing my math homework, he kept staring at me with his twinkling dark eyes, which made me nervous.
So are you free to go out this weekend?
Excuse me? I don't want to go out at all. You're just here to tutor me.
I know, but I can't fight my attraction for you. I've never believed in love at first sight until now.
Seriously, does anyone fall for your cringy pickup lines?
Face it, Nancy. I'm smart, I'm funny, and I have great hair. You won't be able to resist me for long.
I couldn't help rolling my eyes at that. Maybe I should get a new tutor. Except that same week, I ended up getting an A on 2 exams.
See? I don't disappoint. Now will you go out with me?
Just because you helped me get a good grade doesn't mean I owe you anything.
Come on, just one date.
With that, Gavin pulled out 2 tickets from his pocket, and holy crud, they were too astounding. Sasha concert, my favorite singer.
I've been saving these for someone special, Nancy.
Okay, I'll go, but only because I'm a huge Sasha fan. But this is not a date.
The night of the concert, Gavin came to pick me up at 6. But the second Mom saw him, she looked furious and pulled me aside.
Where do you think you're going with that boy?
To Sasha's concert. I already told you I was going with a friend.
Please, do you really expect me to believe Mr. Heartthrob here is just a friend? He'll break your heart just like your father broke mine. You're not going to that concert.
But Sasha's my favorite singer, and you and I both know Dad didn't do anything wrong.
That comment made Mom so angry that she sent Gavin home and me up to my room. I was so mad I was shaking. Then suddenly I heard a noise from my bedroom. It was Gavin.
Hey, I think I'm stuck. You're gonna have to give me a hand.
Oh my God, are Are you trying to crawl into my room?
Well, you want to go to that concert, don't you? You said you're a huge fan, and if you can fit through this door, you probably won't get.
My heart fluttered as he smiled up at me. There wasn't any harm in going on a date with him, was there? So I crawled over and we went to the concert, and we're running over an hour late.
This is all Mom's fault. It's because of her. We left during rush hour. She's becoming even more of a train wreck since the divorce.
Your parents are divorced? Wow, small world.
Your parents are divorced too?
Well, actually, Mom left us a couple of days ago. She met some guy at work and is leaving my dad to be with him.
Wow, immense. So sorry.
It's fine, I'll get through it.
Gavin didn't seem to want to talk about it anymore. The concert was almost over when we arrived. But Gavin has an idea.
If we stood here, we would have time to listen to the last song.
The last song was a slow one, and I closed my eyes, swaying my shoulders in the wind.
I know your mom isn't perfect, but you sure are beautiful like her.
Ugh, I hate it when people compare me to my mom. Can I be my own person? I'm more than just a pretty face.
I know that. You also have pretty hair.
I slapped him right then, and he leaned in for a kiss. I felt fireworks between us. Then suddenly Gavin pulled away.
No, I can't do this.
What do you mean?
I don't want to fall for you. I'm scared of getting hurt. I don't want what happened to my parents to happen to us.
Dude, we're in high school. I'm gonna run off with some other guy. Your parents' failed relationship doesn't mean you have to live in fear.
But Gavin just said taking me to the concert was a mistake and started driving me home. I felt like such an idiot. Thankfully, Mom was in bed when I got home, and I fell asleep with no trouble. Then, at around 5 a.m., I felt someone's hands on my head. It was Mom.
Nancy goes back to sleep.
At that second, I spotted a pair of scissors in her hands.
What are you doing with those? And why are you holding a strand of my hair? Are you cutting my hair in my sleep?
I just need a couple of strands.
What? Why?
Please don't ask questions.
No, I will ask questions. You can't just cut my hair in my sleep without telling me why.
Watch your tone, young lady. I'm not doing anything wrong here. You need to learn to respect your elders and bite your tongue.
Mom stormed out of my room and slammed the door. She grounded me for a week, but I wasn't gonna let her scare me. While Mom was at work, I crept into her bedroom and searched her closet and all her drawers for evidence of something. Then finally, I lifted up a blanket from her bed and almost had a heart attack. On her bed was an open cardboard box with a pile of my hair strands. How long had she been collecting my hair? I wasn't sure what she was gonna do with it, but I knew one thing for sure. I needed to get away from her. I thought about booking a flight to China to go back and live with Dad. Except what if he didn't allow me to? The next day at school, I was in the library, when suddenly I saw Gavin sitting across from me reading a book. Oh darn, I'd forgotten to cancel our tutoring sessions.
Nancy, hey.
Hi, look, I won't be needing any more tutoring sessions. I'm moving back to China.
Wait, what? You're leaving?
Yes, and I don't know when I'll be back. You made the right choice not to kiss me at the concert. We would have both ended up hurt. Everyone I've ever been close to in my life has done me wrong or got separated from me. You were right to protect your heart, Gavin.
He stared at me with sad eyes, and I couldn't bear being around him anymore. I went back to the house so I could secretly pack my bags and leave home. But that night, Mom knocked on my door.
Do you have a minute?
What's going on? What's in that box?
Your 18th birthday is tomorrow, so I made you a present.
Oh man, my birthday. I'd completely forgotten. What's this?
You asked why I was collecting strands of your hair. Well, it was to make a quilt with something called dong tai hair embroidery. It's an old Chinese practice. You sew hair strands onto a piece of white silk. My grandmother started a tradition where a mother would embroider a piece, pass it down to their daughter, who would continue the work and keep working on it until it was finished. Then the next daughter in line would receive the quilts as a gift. And that's you.
I was shocked. Mom hated me. There was no reason she'd want me a part of any family tradition.
I don't even remember the last time you gave me any presents, let alone something like this.
Well, it's your 18th birthday, and it's an old family practice. My mother used to tell me back when we were close that she wanted me to continue it. And you are my daughter after all.
Mom hugged me awkwardly, and I tried to feel happy. Maybe I didn't have to run away from home after all. My mother loved me, but I still couldn't sleep that night. I felt in my gut something was off. That Mom didn't give me that blanket for the reasons I thought she did. Suddenly, I heard voices coming from the other room that sounded like a FaceTime conversation.
I can't believe you made me go through all that work to give Nancy that dung tie blanket. She barely even said thank you. I shouldn't even have to ask you to pass that blanket down to your own daughter. I had to offer to take Nancy for the summer so you'd agree to do it, like I haven't already passed down enough to her. Nancy is prettier than I ever was and won more pageants than I ever did. I did what you told me. I gave her the stupid quilt. What more do you want from me?
Well, that all made more sense. Of course, Mom hadn't changed. And of course, she hadn't grown to love me. I refused to speak to both her and Dad that week. And one night, after Mom went to sleep, I threw the dung tie quilt into the fire with my strands of hair and 2 generations worth of work. At school, I still saw Gavin, but I avoided him too. After all, I told him I was leaving the country on the last day of the semester. I was taking my finals, but I was panicking because I didn't know any of the answers. I tried to calm myself with deep breaths, when suddenly some kids ran in.
Miss Benson, someone broke into your car.
And that's when Gavin walked in and sat next to me.
We only have like 2 minutes tops. Give me your test. I'll finish it for you.
No, Gavin, I can't ask you to do that.
But he'd already taken my test and was filling in the answers.
Why was he helping me?
So obviously you didn't move to China in the end.
No, not yet, but I still might, just to get away from everything and everybody. I don't understand, Gavin. Why did you do this for me?
Because I still care about you. I know I wasn't ready to kiss you that night at the concert, but part of me regrets that.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want my parents' divorce to scare me away from falling in love. You told me that night, nothing is worth living in fear for.
Gavin pulled me close and I felt my heart skip a beat.
Maybe you're right, Gavin. Because my mom didn't know how to love me doesn't mean there aren't other people out there who do.
You mean, like me?
Slow down, buddy. We're not there yet.
I leaned over and kissed him right then. For the first time in ages, I walked home feeling happy. But when I entered the house, I found Mom sitting in front of the fireplace crying.
I can't believe you burnt the family quilt, a 3-generation quilt.
It wasn't a 3-generation quilt because you were never gonna pass it down to me. You only did it because Dad told you to. You know what? I'm done putting up with this. I'm moving out of this house. I'm not gonna live with you anymore.
That summer, Dad let me stay with him in China, as he promised, and Gavin and I applied to the same college and got in. Even after returning to the US, I didn't see Mom, and I also blocked her phone number. But one night at college, I was awake studying when I got a freaking message from Mom on TikTok begging me to call her.
Oh, honey, I'm so glad you called. I've been wanting to talk to you and make amends for a while.
Too late for that. Mom, I really don't have time to talk. I have midterms tomorrow.
Nancy, you didn't let me finish. I've been seeing a therapist and working through my issues. I want to be better. I want a fresh start.
Well, I am glad to hear you're finally getting help. I know you've been suffering for a while, but I can't just forget the way you've treated me all those years. Maybe one day I can forgive you. I just don't know when that'll be.
I understand. Well, if you ever do want to start over, my home is always open to you. I love you, and I'm sorry about everything.
Thanks, Mom. I've always wanted to hear those words from you.
Hi, I'm Maria, and it's time for me to tell you my story. Oh, before get start, please like and subscribe. Lori and I lived in an orphanage in Paris, where the love spreading every corner, from heart-shaped pastries, flower shops, balloons, and even street vendors under the Eiffel Tower. Imagine how sweet it would be to get proposed to in such a romantic place. Yep, love was everywhere except where we lived. My first memory is of the nuns endlessly scolding us.
Hey, stray kittens! Clean the room if you want to have lunch.
What did we do wrong? Why do they hate us so much? Why? We don't have parents?
Don't cry. Everything's gonna be okay.
Lori is 2 years older than me. She's sharp, gorgeous, and super kind. She's right. When we were 10 years old, a wealthy family adopted us. We had an absolutely super awesome life, with family parties, traveling together, and experiencing things we never even dared to dream of before. Dreams are just dreams. One day, my adopted dad's company went under. This caused a huge conflict between my parents, and they continuously blamed each other.
You're such a moron! Why don't you ever listen to me?
Don't you dare trust a woman who knows nothing except a few recipes?
Hey Maria, I bought you a new doll. Let's play with it.
Lori, what's happening? Why is Dad mad at Mom?
Never mind, it's an adult thing.
She immediately took my hand and led me to my room. I knew it wasn't just adult things. Everything was going wrong. I felt like my whole world was about to crash. But one thing I was sure of, Lori would always be by my side, through the highs and lows. What goes around comes around. My parents divorced, and after that, Dad abandoned us to go to Germany. My poor mom realized her mistake and locked herself in her room day after day, and Lori became my reluctant parent.
Time for bed. I said no using your phone before going to sleep.
You're not my mom!
Why did you skip school today? Your teacher called me.
It's none of your business. Are you trying to control me?
Honestly, I've driven Lori crazy. I'm a naughty kid, and she's an inexperienced parent. Aside from that, I'm her dream destroyer. Lori has to study while working a part-time job to raise me. Due to exhaustion, she dozed off during her college entrance exam. At that moment, I felt guilty. My selfishness had ruined her future, so I won't make her sad anymore. I'll study hard, do house chores, and sometimes go on YouTube to learn how to make her favorite dishes.
Oh, it's so yummy. Thank you, sweetie.
A few years later, while working part-time at a nearby bakery, I noticed a handsome, gentle guy staring at me. Feeling uncomfortable, I decided to stare back at him to make him feel shy. OMG, it seems like he's not a noob.
Hey loser, take your eyes down. Didn't anyone teach you that your behavior is impolite?
He suddenly made some noise.
1 chocolate pastry, please.
Oh, sorry, we've run out of chocolate ones.
What about that one's?
I'm confused and cosplay a statue for a second.
1 chocolate for? Name!
Daniel.
It costs €5.
He gave me 200 and told me to keep the change with a wink.
Nice try, idiot! But if you think you can get my phone number with that, you're wrong! Take the money and get out!
Oh, cooling down! I'm just a generous guy, no man. By the way, your eyes are as beautiful as Aphrodite's.
And then he fled. I wish I could stuff this money into his dirty mouth. Wait, I don't need to do that. I can use the money to buy something for my sister. You know, he didn't make it easy for me. This rich jerk kept coming back every day, and I always noticed he had a bodyguard waiting outside. One day, he came in when the shop was completely empty.
I won't go anywhere until you give me your number.
Okay. Next time I hope you bring some clothes and a toothbrush. Oh, and by the way, the toilet just broke down.
Maria, you know, I'm not a selfish jerk. I'm an awesome guy.
Wrong. If you're so amazing, then why are you acting like a stalker just to get my phone number?
That's because I like tough challenges. Besides, I can't get you out of my mind.
Why don't you use some money to get a brand new head?
I tried, but my hair is just too nice.
I'd rather jump off a cliff than let you carry out any of your intentions, weirdo!
Wow, let's see!
In the weeks that followed, he showed up at the shop with luxury items like the Montmartre crew, cars filling the store, and customers unable to get in. Eventually, my boss got angry and told me to handle the situation, or I'd be fired. Of course, I couldn't lose my job. I had to help Lori with the household expenses. So, I gave in and gave him my phone number, planning to block him afterward. I told my friends what happened, and they all burst out laughing and started showing me pictures of him on the internet. It turned out he wasn't just a rich kid, but also a famous actor. Surprisingly, he wasn't that bad after all. He was insanely romantic. One day, I mentioned I was craving pizza, so he insisted on going to Hawaii for lunch. I thought he managed to get last-minute plane tickets to the US, but it turned out we went by private jet.
You know, Maria, when I first met you and realized you had no idea who I was, I felt truly excited. I intended to show you who I am after you kept letting me down. However, I prefer someone who doesn't know about my reputation.
If you had said something sooner, everything would be better. I thought you were psycho.
I did say let's see, didn't I?
I hesitate to bring Daniel home because of our rundown house and my sick mother. Only when I am sure he truly loves me and accepts me no matter what will he be allowed to visit. I invite Daniel to dinner, and when Lori finds out, she freaks out on me.
Look at you! Maria, you've been spending too much time with him? Men are just trouble and liars. You should focus on your studies to get into a good college instead of dating a flashy guy.
Sis, I'm not a kid anymore. Don't worry, I can handle both. Daniel promised that he will go public with our relationship, and he'll take me to all his events. He will also travel with me wherever we want.
My sister's almost going crazy.
I worked so hard to earn money and gave up my dreams just for you to live in a silly fairy tale with a man? Poor me, my Cinderella.
I'm grateful for everything you've done. You've treated me like a real sister, but I can't keep that in my mind forever. I've made my choice too. Now can you stop worrying about me and go back to school?
Ha ha, Maria, you've lost your mind. You've just met this guy. You're not his first love, and I'm sure you won't be his last. Before long, he'll leave you just like Dad left us. What will you do then, kitten?
It seems like you're jealous of me for having a romantic love. Just leave me alone.
But she didn't give up easily. One day, I came back from a trip to Italy and found Lori waiting for me in the dark.
Sit down.
What the heck? You weirdo, you scared me.
I think you should check this out.
What's this?
Your prince isn't as amazing as you think. I hired a private detective to follow him, and I found something crazy. See for yourself.
Lori threw the phone at me. I couldn't believe she'd go this far. Where did she get the money to do this? On the phone, I saw photos of Daniel at bars with some chicks and screenshots of him replying to other girls' stories on Instagram. That didn't really bother me, but then I saw a photo of him having dinner with his ex, and they were holding hands. I felt disgusted and almost threw up. I couldn't believe it. Lori was right. Daniel had been on a business trip for 2 weeks. I blocked his number and blocked him on all social media. I also promised Lori I would never see that cheater again, but I missed him. Unable to unblock him, I decided to watch his latest movie. Standing on the sofa, immersed in the film with my favorite large pizza, my tears added a touch of salt. I was crying like a kid. Suddenly, I was startled by something outside the window. Daniel had somehow climbed up to the second-floor window. I quickly opened it before he fell and got hurt. After all, his most valuable asset was his money-making face.
Daniel, what are you doing?
Oh well, I couldn't reach you any other way, and your sister wouldn't let me in through the front door. So, I had to climb up from the first floor. Can you please tell me what's wrong with you?
Do you think I'm stupid? Did you really think I wouldn't find out about your cheating?
What? What are you talking about?
I told you, I know everything you've done, the flirting messages with other girls, and the romantic dinner with your ex.
I threw him the phone with the evidence of his cheating. Surprisingly, Daniel burst out laughing and patted my head.
Oh my darling, you're so naive. They're my cousins. And those messages? They're from a very famous fake account. Every fan knows that account is a fake.
All right, what about the private dinner?
Oh, actually, I was set up. I got a call from someone claiming to be a famous director who wanted to meet with me for his upcoming blockbuster film. So I went, and it turned out that my ex received a similar call. Because her dad had just passed away, I was holding her hand to soothe her. I didn't realize that it would turn into such a stupid picture that would make you upset.
Huh? You think I would believe your words?
Of course, I still have evidence.
He walked closer to me and showed me a video recording of the entire conversation. Everything he said was true.
By the way, where did you get those stupid pictures? Did you hire someone to follow me?
Daniel leaned in close to my face.
You're delusional. They were thrown straight at me. Don't think I'm blinded by jealousy.
Darling, you're right, but you're crying because of me.
Because of your film exactly.
I hit him with a pillow, and he laughed with delight. Then he hugged me. The next day, while Lori was cooking, I approached her and told her everything. But she seemed really weird.
And you believe him? You're so naive. Maria?
Least he's more reliable than you or that stupid detective. He's an honest man who loves and cares for me. Why do you always judge him? Why are you trying to break us up?
You're my sister. I only care about you.
Lori sighed and walked over to me.
You're right. I think I can give him a chance. I was just trying to protect you. I'm afraid you'll be hurt like you were in the orphanage and when Dad abandoned us.
I thought everything was going well, and God was on my side. But soon after, everything exploded right in front of my face. One morning, while I was watching the news, I saw a photo of Daniel being arrested alongside a notorious mafia boss.
Top celeb accused of smuggling drugs? Could this be the end of his career and life?
I'm trembling, but then I suddenly realize Lori is standing behind the chair with a smug smile.
Lori!
My scream shakes the house as I lunge at Lori. Even Mom is startled and runs outside when she sees us brawling on the floor.
You're a jerk! How dare you humiliate Daniel and throw him into jail!
Oh, calm down, stray cat. I did this just for you.
Just for me? Liar! Destroying my relationships in someone's life? How could you do this? Did Daniel do something wrong to you? You're a devil in disguise!
Lori's face turned red, and she started yelling.
Your problem is that you think you deserve to go off and live your fairy tale life with your rich, perfect boyfriend while I've sacrificed everything for you. What? Am I just supposed to stay here and take care of our sick mom? After giving up all my dreams and everything for you? This is how you repay me? Ungrateful thing.
Finally, you admitted it. You're just a spiteful, jealous, and selfish person.
She lunged at me again. Our horrifying fight continued until both of us were bruised. And eventually, my mom intervened. I ran away and locked myself in my room. How could I ever tell Daniel that it was my own sister who had sent him to prison and ruined his family's reputation? I tried to call Daniel, but all connections seemed to be blocked. I was desperate and locked myself in my room. The next few days, while I was in my room, I heard police sirens outside. Mom and I quickly came out of the room, only to see the police taking Lori away.
You will be detained for creating false evidence to frame someone else. You have the right to remain silent.
Lori, I didn't do this.
I know, Maria, I did it.
Lori confessed. But why? I rushed to the prison to meet her.
Why did you do this?
I couldn't bear to see you suffer. Ever since I was young, I was abandoned. And even when I had parents, my father left too. I feared that one day you would leave with your guy, and I would be left alone and in pain. I was truly envious and selfish. Daniel made you happy, and you deserve that.
Didn't say a word. I knew Lori truly regretted what she had done and was now facing the consequences. I thought I would never see Daniel again and that he would stay away from me forever. But one day, we ran into each other by chance on the street. We started dating, and he proposed to me under the Eiffel Tower. We had a dream wedding, and I felt like I had a truly happy family. Hi, I'm Donna, and my life is a total mess. Before we dive in, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. My mom raised Anna and me after my dad left her for a chick. She's always been super overprotective, especially when we talk about boys. So, she always makes us repeat this phrase like it's some kind of oath.
We're noble women, and we won't date anyone until we're 30.
But that doesn't change the fact that Mom is amazing. She does everything to give us a better life, often working 2 or 3 jobs. Anna, who is 3 years older than me, was usually in charge of watching over me when Mom wasn't home. One day, when I was 7, Mom left me at home with Anna. I was painting, and I accidentally spilled paint all over her fave clothes.
What the heck are you doing? Oh, my poor dress.
You can wear this new one.
I quickly made a dress from paper and old magazines and gave it to her. My sister just gritted her teeth, holding back her anger. I didn't even care about it for too long because at that moment, I heard the neighborhood kids playing at the playground nearby.
Sis, let's go skateboarding.
Boring.
How about catching fireflies?
Lame!
Oh, I guess you like bed jumping. Don't worry, I won't tell Mom.
Donna, stop!
Anna stormed into her room and slammed the door, leaving me wondering why she didn't like these fun things. Anna became strict and irritable from always having to watch over a naughty kid.
Donna, no ice cream before bed. Donna, stay away from fire.
One day, Anna went to a friend's birthday party, and Mom allowed her to stay there overnight. However, I suddenly got sick.
You can't leave your sister alone at home. She's just 8. I can't take her to work due to my company rules. Anna, I'll keep my promise to you next time.
Anna was furious and threw a vase, shattering it in front of Mom. Mom was completely shocked by her behavior.
Mom, listen! I'm not her mom, you are. It's your responsibility, not mine.
I know, but I have no other choice. I've tried my best. Just one more night, sweetie, please.
Anna gave in to Mom and stayed home to take care of me. But as soon as Mom left, Anna snuck out, leaving me alone. I tried to get up to get some water, but unfortunately, I slipped and fell down the stairs, severely injuring my leg. When Mom came home and found me unconscious, she was furious. After calling an ambulance, she instantly called Anna, but Anna had turned off her phone, which made Mom even angrier. The next day, when Anna returned home, Mom scolded her and punished her severely, locking her in her room and banning her from seeing her friends for a long time. Well, she took out all her anger on me. She wouldn't even look at me or sit with me during meals. I felt guilty, beating myself up, wishing I hadn't gotten sick that day. When I turned 15, Mom started taking us with her to help her at work. She was working as a servant in a huge mansion. Anna still couldn't stand me and was always looking for reasons to pick fights. So, Mom bought us 2 guitars.
You two should learn to play these instruments because it helps you stay calm and clear-headed.
Anna wasn't interested in learning guitar. She was only focused on clothes, doing her makeup, and talking about Mark, a guy she had a crush on while working there. I had never met Mark, but from Anna's descriptions, he sounded handsome. One day, while Mom was working in the garden, I snuck into the lady of the house's room. She had a beautiful piano, and I couldn't resist touching it. Suddenly, Mrs. Maria walked in.
I'm sorry,
You're such a musical talent. I've enjoyed listening to you play for the past hour. And can you play the piano along with the saxophone?
I've never tried it, but let me give it a shot.
She picked up the saxophone, and I began playing the first notes on the piano. We created such a beautiful symphony together. She praised me endlessly, and then showed me her collection of trophies from various music competitions, revealing that she had once won first place in a global piano competition.
Oh, I was amazed that not only could you play the piano, but you also played so smoothly. Maybe you need a younger partner.
Then she introduced me to her son, Mark.
She's Donna. Her musical talent is truly impressive. How about you two test each other's levels with a little competition?
Oh, he's so handsome! But I'm not going to be swayed just because you're handsome. Come at me, bro! In reality, I was super nervous and pressured, even though my piano skills were quite good. Just as the competition was about to start, my mom walked in and pulled me out.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. This kid is just so mischievous.
Mom, we were about to have a piano competition.
What competition? With Mark? Do you think you're up to it? Instead, go out and sweep the yard. What night?
I tried to explain that Mrs. Maria was really impressed by my music skills, but Mom kept ignoring my words. She forbade me from going into that room and said I couldn't go to work with her.
You know, he's the son of my boss. My boss. Besides, I don't think you need to be reminded that you're a noble woman and you won't date anyone until you're 30.
Oh, lame! Not that crazy oath again. The older I get, the more I think it's the stupidest thing. Besides, I never had any intention of going out with Mark. For Anna, it's different. She thinks Mom made those weird rules because she was hurt when Dad left. Anna is always dreaming about Mark and a fairy tale wedding. When we got home, Anna was cold to me and even threw the guitar out the window.
Hey, you're crazy? What's wrong with you?
Why did you dare tell Mom that I like Mark?
No, I didn't say anything.
When I went outside to pick up the guitar, I saw a luxury car parked near our house. It was the driver from Mark's family. He walked in, handed Mom some documents, and then left. I immediately ran to my mom.
Mom, what's happening?
Mrs. Maria offered to sponsor you for the Continental Piano Contest.
I'm on cloud 9. This could be my only chance to chase my dream. Of course, my mom knows that, but she seems to be hesitating on making the decision.
Please, Mom, let me go. I promise I won't let her down.
Listen, sweetie, you're still too young.
Just as I was about to object to Mom, Anna suddenly appeared.
Mom, I can go with her. Besides, we can't turn down Mrs. Maria.
Please, Mom.
Stop. I need more time.
But after finding out the prize is 1 million, Mom immediately agreed.
Okay, you can go. But remember the promise you make every night and always listen to Anna.
We'll be flying to North America on Mrs. Maria's private jet, and Mark will be coming with us. Before we board, Anna has set some rules for me.
First, no talking to Mark.
She even stated that this is a great chance for her to get closer to him.
Do you remember what Mom said? You have to follow everything I say, or there will be no piano for you.
Yes, sis.
There's no point in talking about it. I just see Mark as a rival, nothing more. I ignored him throughout the trip, but Anna kept finding ways to get his attention with her silly stories.
Do you know why the rabbit lost the race to the turtle? It tripped over its teeth.
But when we landed, Mark approached me and invited me to visit some charming places in New York.
Oh, sorry, but I'm here for the competition, so I need time to practice.
Oh, let's chill out, Cupcake. I just want us to hang out and talk.
Cupcake?
Well, I broke the first rule, which made Anna furious. She rushed over and dragged me into a corner.
Hey, what the heck did you just do? Don't think I won't take you back right now.
Wait. He started the conversation. But speaking of going back, wasn't Mom clear that we're not supposed to date before 30? Why are you still clinging to Mark? You're not respecting the oath.
Oh, sorry. But you know, this isn't home, it's New York. Mom isn't here, so I am the rule.
Thank God, what happened next felt like a dream. My performance was the highest, while Mark only came in third in the first round.
You're so sick.
Maybe we don't need any more little contests, right?
Soon after, my piano performance went viral on YouTube, and people from around the world praised me. Mark and I were invited to an interview after that day. When a reporter asked him about me, he said he had never seen anyone as talented as I am before. Then he surprised me with a big hug. Of course, Anna stood outside, gritting her teeth and smashing her phone. As soon as the interview was over, Anna unleashed her fury on me.
You're a jerk. No. Everyone saw you hugging Mark. Respecting the oath? What a terrible liar.
You got buttons for eyes? Clearly, he's hugged me first.
And you're second.
Anna wouldn't listen to my explanation. She snatched the phone from my hand and called Mom, lying that I had failed the competition. I angrily grabbed Anna by the hair, making her drop my phone.
I've had enough. You're just a moron who's 3 years older than me.
Ow! How dare you!
We started to tear into each other. Unfortunately, after one push, Anna lost her balance and fell down the stairs. She then screamed in pain.
Anna, are you okay?
Anna passed out, and the doctor said she had a mild concussion and needed a few days to rest. I felt so guilty about what happened.
I'm sorry, Anna.
Shut up! And go away! I'll tell Mom all about your lies!
Anna wasn't entirely wrong. I had broken my promise to Mom. After everything, I just wanted to go home as soon as Anna was discharged, and I even considered withdrawing from the piano competition. While I was waiting backstage, Mark gently came over to comfort me, holding an expensive pastry in his hand.
Why don't you take it to the hospital to make up with your sister?
Oh, the chocolate pastries are so sweet. I always wonder why he cares about me so much. Is it just because of my musical talent?
I think you shouldn't give up so easily. It's your dream, isn't it?
Thank you. I know what I need to do. I won't let Mom and Mrs. Maria down.
Take a deep breath. Don't stress too much. Your face is turning red like usual.
I can't believe it. He's more subtle than I thought. Besides Mom, no one else knew about it. The next day, I performed without my best. But surprisingly, I still came in first place. I was thrilled when, unexpectedly, Mark hugged me and...
You make me so happy. How would you feel about us being more than friends?
What? No, I'm not allowed to do this.
Actually, I've had feelings for Mark since the day he met me backstage.
I know. Anna told me about your mom's rules, but I really like you, and I want to be your boyfriend.
I walked away without saying anything to him. And then, as usual, I visited Anna with her favorite pastry.
That day, I was just pretending to call Mom out of anger. In reality, I couldn't bring myself to let you give up on your dream.
OMG! What's going on today? Is Anna really caring for and loving me, or is it just a lie for some other scheme?
But what about you and Mark?
Oh, sweetie, I haven't liked him for a while. You know, you're a talented girl, and I'm just a foolish, rebellious person who acts high and mighty. I was truly jealous of you, so when I found out Mark liked you, I tried to stop it out of envy that you would have everything. I'm sorry.
Anna, I understand.
I walked over and was about to hug her.
You, stay away. You've got snot all over your face.
Thank you.
We laughed joyfully, just like we did when we were kids. The next day, Mark and I went to pick up Anna to go home, but her stuff was gone. We rushed to the hotel, and she wasn't there either when Mrs. Maria found us.
Anna had to go home last night. Mom had an accident and is in the hospital.
Mom!
I rushed out the door, heading to the airport, when Mark grabbed my hand, stopping me.
Wait, Donna, we can talk to your mom on the phone. You can't give up on your dream here. She only has some scratches from the fall. She'll be okay.
But they need me right now. Anna hasn't fully recovered yet.
I understand you're worried. My mom has arranged for someone to take care of them.
Exactly, sweetie. Do your best at tomorrow's performance and make your family proud.
I reluctantly stayed behind. The final round of the competition was extremely challenging, with many well-known competitors. I gave it my all, and in the end, won first place and $1 million. The crowd erupted in cheers, and Mark came up to me, pulled me closer, and kissed me.
Is this love?
When we returned home, Mom and Anna were waiting at the door. Anna was smiling, and Mom had tears in her eyes. She was proud of me and admitted that she was haunted by past fears. She was afraid that if we started dating, we might face abandonment like Dad did with her.
Well, but anyway, you broke the oath and must be punished.